live. You can go whenever you want. We're probably 5 minutes away. Yeah. When do you want to go?
When Ward's up in position.
Alright. When Ward's ready. Alright. Wood got that? Wood? Yes. Too early?
Good morning everyone and welcome to Lane Group Stadium. We're on Oval 2 here. It's finals footy time in the Rio Tinto Women's Country Week with thanks to Nutrient Ag, Filming Footy, Dartfish and Sportal. I'm James Gardner, your commentator for today's match. Joining me in the commentary box for this one between Goldfields and Esperance is Ward Harris. Good morning to you, Ward.
Good morning, James and viewers. Look, absolutely sensational conditions out here again today. Day 2, we start to get into the finals, the business end. We get to cover the game between Esperance and the Goldfields. Goldfields have won the toss through the captain there in Bourne, and they'll kick to the right of screen.
Yeah, Dawn, a very good player in her own right. Also with Esperance, House is one to look out for. She is a superstar. We presented her with a pair of those magnificent Archie thongs a little earlier this morning. That will show later on throughout the day. And they are magnificent, those Archies. We thank them for their support as well. But you've seen a lot of these Esperance games. What are your key takeaways from yesterday, Ward?
Oh, look, they were able to move the ball pretty well through the middle of the ground. There's players like House and you've got young Ferguson there, smart, that plays through her wings, and young Castelli, number 15, is very good. But look, they're led by the ruckman there and their captain in Higgins, who sits there and competes all day. And actually a forward there, Thomas Mirrlees. Look, she's a very lively type, very strong, and Bambra's kicked a couple throughout the tournament as well. But look, going to be a tough game for Goldfields. Let's hope Day 2 is able to put in a strong performance for them.
About to get things underway here. Umpire in the middle of Oval 2 at Lane Group Stadium. It's Esperance and the Goldfields for the consolation prizes. Thrown up. The two rucks go at it. Both had a piece of it. Tapped down by Verbal. Rorts trying to bustle her way through there for the Goldfields, but it's House again standing tall in the tackle. Got the forward hand pass out and a strong tackle laid there by Higgins, and she gets a free kick here, holding the ball directly in the middle of Lane Group Stadium, Oval 2. They're kicking to the volleyball stadium end of the ground here, Esperance, through this first half. Bouncing ball inside 50, trying hard is Thomas Mirrlees. Couldn't quite get a clear path through, it's knocked away from her. A lot of players around this ball fighting hard. Cadats got it out of there, but it's straight into the waiting hands of the skipper in Higgins. Couldn't take clean possession, just bobbling around on half forward. Verbal with the clearing kick into the middle of the ground. Couldn't hold it on that occasion. O'Brien brought down in by two Goldfields players. A very strong tackle. It's locked up, and well, the umpire, she's circling, didn't call a throw up. Instead, Rorch still fighting hard. She's a formidable player, one to look out for the Goldfields. Handball came out into the hands of MacArthur for Esperance. Throws it on the boot up to half forward, and the intercept mark taken by the Goldfields.
So Goldfields are looking to try and go move the ball, and they do so on the outer side. Drops a mark she should have taken is that play there in Moore. But Moore decides to kick along, finds a player out on the lead, and they'll go and launch their first inside 50 now. Good kick inside 50 to the leading player just on that far side in Code. Wasn't able to get there, and Esperance will sit there and rebound now. Nice kick to advantage on this outer side here. I think this is Castelli that'll pick up the ball. It is tackled very well there. 2-on-1. Castelli doing very well just to hold the ball out in front there. Koish is there for company, but kick forward there and spoiled off the boot by Higgins. Goldfields will sit there and try and go inside 50 now, and it's through Verboli. Just a little chip kick there, and it's been picked up by Hagan. Turned over once again, it's going to go through Taylor. Very hard to get any clean possession here, and just tough for both sides, but Esperance, their defence always holds up very well. Good tackle pressure from the Goldfields, and we'll have a ball up 25 metres out from the Goldfields goal.
Very hot footy at the minute, a lot of pressure from both sides. Tap came away out to our broadcast side. We're right behind this at the moment. Koish throws it on the boot towards goals. Esperance defence having to work overtime as it rolls out of bounds, and more than happy to see that out was O'Brien from Esperance. So Ward, they're under pressure at the minute, Esperance. They need to get a bit of ball going their own way.
Yeah, look, they do. Goldfields have come out really smoking today. It was their first taste of really this kind of country championships as a region yesterday. And look, fair to say it was a tough day. But then you've got players like Moore in there at the moment who's just kicked the ball that are really going to help them obviously put a score on the day today. But look, Esperance defence held up very well as well. As Moore kicks just out the front of goal, it's going to roll across and it's going to be picked up by Hagan. So Hagan for Esperance, good spoil off the boot there. Goldfields will sit there and go for possession. Good handball back into danger there, but it's going to be picked up by Smith. Ball coming out this far side and Esperance will look to clear now. Ball just skips past, but Goldfields are going to try and pick it up. No one able to get clean possession now. Players jump on top. Umpire will grab it 65 metres out from Goldfields' goal.
It's interesting that there is no one past this boundary, this throw up for, well, a long while, probably 50 metres or so. High kick and a good mark taken by Redding on the outer side. Just defensive side of centre. She wanted the option in Coxall. Does the ball sit for her? It does eventually. Rushed on into that kick. Didn't go the required journey. A quick kick away, but the mark taken by Ferguson, streaming through the middle of the ground, up to a true centre half forward position. Marked by Bamber. She's directly in front, 50 metres out, goes to full forward, wanting an option. Almost had it there, the Esperance player in Thomas Mirrlees. She went back to try and recover it. Handball out to Graham. Graham fighting hard. Goldfield's defence, though, doing very well, but it's going to come straight back through House, who turns her back on the play and says, I've got it from here. She's about 40 metres out on a slight angle, right behind this kick here in our filming footy commentary position. Marvellous spot as well here at Oval 2 in the beautiful Mandurah region. Sun shining, not a cloud in the sky, no breeze to speak of here for House as she lines up for the opening kick of the day. It goes across to the near side. One behind only, so the first score on the Sportal scoreboard, it's Esperance, one behind, Goldfields yet to score.
So Natalie House, always a good long kick there. Distance definitely was a problem, just the accuracy, and Goldfields will look to bring the ball in now. So just coming out of defence now, gets a good lot of distance on that kick, probably goes to about 70 metres out. An excellent contested mark there by Charlton. So Charlton will go and move the ball on now. Picks out a player absolutely beautifully. Wasn't able to pick it up. It's been turned over and will come back inside 50 through MacArthur. Sits well. Bambara looks to try and pick it. Just soccers it off the ground there to the advantage of her player there in Graham. Graham not able to pick it up, but Bambara gets it back. Shot on goal. And that is the first one of the day for Esperance. 1 go, 1-7. They lead the Goldfields no score. And we've gone about probably 5 minutes in this first half.
Great start to the half here from both sides. Pressure is on. And in these carnivals, you have to make hay while the sun shines. That was a fantastic goal, possibly a contender for the Nutrient Ag goal of the day. Yesterday, Bailey Malloy, she had a contender over on Oval 1 with a beauty for the Southwest. Ball about to come back in the middle. Can the Goldfields get a little bit of attack going their own way? They had repeat entries. They were unable to score. And Esperance, well, their attack on the ball was very, very good. Back in the middle now. Higgins to do the ruck work. Got a good tap as well. Out into the clearing space. Down the broadcast side. Going in hard there was Castelli. She locked it in. Got it out. And there's a throw called. It'll go the way of Esperance. And Smart will be the recipient of the free kick. In the centre of the ground here at Oval 2. Called to stand Rauch. She plays on. Good kick up to the contest. Bouncing ball. Beat a few of them. Out the back for the Goldfields was Epis. Got the handball away. Has the cavalry. Good strong tackle taken there by Coxall. And she wrapped up on that occasion Davies. Davies given no space at all. And she gets the free kick. Coxall at half forward. Goes to the hot spot. Looking for Babris. Knocked it forward. She kicked the goal a little earlier. The last goal we saw. Goldfields defence though standing up tall through Charlton. She got the clearing kick away to the outer side. First there on the scene was Taylor. She went in hard, dove on the ball. They're trying to lock it up here, the Goldfields, but they get it out. Higgins with a big clearing kick to half forward. Goldfields with the numbers. It's going to beat the player though. It's Coxall. Coxall throws it on the boot. Little dribbling ball. Playing the goalkeeper role though very well on that occasion was the defender there in Taylor. But it's come away and the goal taken there by the Esperance player. And I think on that occasion was Graham who gets the goal. There's Esperance second. They go to 2-1-13. Esperance yet to score. Goldfields rather yet to score on the Sportal scoreboard. Now the only answer for scoreboard technology in the country, users can make the scoreboard any sport they like. They can play movies, have live footage, replays, etc. So doubles as a scoreboard and a big screen as well. How fantastic the scoreboard scoreboards.
Yeah, look, definitely something for our clubs to look at in the future there, but really good turnaround by Esperance. Goldfields come out absolutely swinging. Look to put the pressure on nice and early, and then just with a couple of repeat entries, Esperance been able to put 2 goals on the board. I think it might have been Reading in the end that kicked that one for Esperance, but just lots of pressure around the footy as Esperance go inside 50 again. Good long kick by House, and just goes out of bounds just in front of Bambara. And look, Bambara's been impressive. I think she's kicked a goal in just about every game so far for Esperance, and been that real key focal point for them. Important for the listeners, yesterday's games, 15-minute halves today. As we go into the playoff games, 20-minute halves. So they roll a little bit longer, and this will be, look, the last time we do see these 2 teams today, I believe, though. As Goldfields are able to pick the ball up, it's turned over and taken out by Drew Epps, a really good up-and-coming player there for the Goldfields. Sits it out beautifully, and Goldfields will look to try and bring the ball up this side of the ground. Can't quite get there for Goldfields, but picked up by Hagen. Absolutely good work there on the other side by Bourne. It's been turned over though, but no, Esperance is going to be able to get it back there. First of the ball there was Joy Ferguson, but turned over once again. Great follow-up tackle there by Ferguson. Umpire lets it play. And Esperance still doing their best just to get the ball forward, and they will this time. Great kick out on that outer side, and it goes to the last goal kicker in Reading. So Reading just looking for a target ahead of the ball. Lots of one-on-ones ahead. Goes in the direction of Bambara, but it's been well marked by the Goldfields, and they'll look to rebound out of defence.
Kataz, another good intercept mark. She took a lot yesterday in the games that we saw. A big clearing kick as well, trying to get it to half back. It's all Esperance numbers though at the fall of the ball. Rauch went in hard. Couldn't quite take clean possession. Little soccer off the deck came from Smith. It doesn't sit for House. She had to go in hard and do it, but the breakaway speed was delightful. She runs inside the paint of 50 and drills it home. What a goal there from House. She's a superstar. And she is well deserving of those Archie thongs yesterday. She gets Esperance third, her first. They go to 3-1-19 on the Sportal scoreboard, taking a 3-goal lead against the Goldfields, who haven't even looked like scoring since the early stages of this first half.
And once again, look how good is it by Natalie House. You just know when she's got the ball in hand, just that poise and look, just true kicking style, and probably a style that we don't normally see through a lot of the ladies unless they have been playing for a while. And look, Natalie House, let's say she's probably one of the more senior players at 30 years of age, but look, a really dominant player there for Esperance as they look to try and bring the ball out again. And once again, it's a clearing kick, this time by that player in Smart. They'll sit there and kick it out here to another one of the veterans for the side there in Graham. So Graham will sit there and go inside 50 just to kick out to the outer side. Reading is sitting there. She tries to pick it up, but well done by the play there from the Goldfields in Kadaz. Brings it out this far side there. Good handball forward to advantage. We picked up by Anthony. Anthony, long kick down the line, 2-on-2. Bourne was there, as was Taylor. And just goes to the hands of Jacinta Bourne. Steps one way, steps the other. The state player flicks it across the top there. Higgins, the captain, around there for the Esperance side, but it's going to cross to O'Brien. O'Brien just goes the up and under kick there, goes to a one-on-one contest, and it's picked up by Charlton. And it's going to go out of bounds on that far side, and we'll have I think it's going to be a free kick actually to the Goldfields.
Free kick on the outer side, defensive side of the centre wing for the Goldfields. Big clearing kick. Up to looking for Taylor, Jacinta Taylor. She's a state player, and why wouldn't you want to kick to her? A lot of numbers around this footy. Handball came out from Bourne. She did well, got it to her teammate there in Taylor. She just throws it on the boot up to half forward. The Esperance defence have stood up well so far in this carnival, and they do again today to hold off another Goldfields attack. In going hard, MacArthur trying to lock it in. She got it out. Farm their handball away, out the back door. One-on-one contest ahead here at full forward. Bouncing ball, how does it sit? It will favour the Goldfields. Just went past that player there in code. She couldn't take clean possession. Again, at the cavalry arrives for Esperance. Falls the way of Taylor. Handball out to Moore. Throws it on the boot from 45 metres out. But the goalkeeper is there for Esperance. And the player is able to take the mark at full back. And again, stop another Goldfields attack on the goals. And they'll be able to get it to half back. One-on-one ahead of the ball. It was between Castelli and also Bourne. Falls short. Going in again hard. The boundary line coming into play now. They managed to keep it in. Just trying to bustle their way through was Wills. Caught holding the ball. Took too many on. Tried to bite off a little bit more than what she could chew. And Goldfields, they get the free kick for holding the ball on a tough angle here for the player it looks like Hanson. It is on a very tight angle. She's about 30 odd metres out. To get the Goldfields' first score of the day, it goes away to the near side and misses everything, and it's out of bounds on the full.
And once again, we see that Esperance defence really just holding up very, very well. They're able to stop those attacks, and even when they were playing against some of the really strong sides yesterday, needed something special from those teams to get through that Esperance defence. So Goldfields, they're going to have to do their best here just to try and get a score on the board. As Esperance will look and try and reload now. Up and under kick to a 2-on-2 contest on the far side. Castelli not able to take the mark, but good follow-up work and flicks it over the top there, and it's going to come out through Barty, but it's going to come back inside 50 this time through Moran. Sits well, bounces, is going to be picked up by Jacinta Bourne. Can't quite get hands, but flicks out. Keva flick out. Here's the first goal for the Goldfields, and it is through Zelmella Bourne. She's kicked the first for the Goldfields. 1 goal straight, but it is Esperance leading 3-1, and we've got about 13 and a half in this first half.
So they finally break the drought there and update the Sportal scoreboard there first for today. A very clever goal as well. They worked hard, they had numbers around the ball, and it works out well for the Goldfields in their first score of today. And it makes things a little interesting as we hit near halfway, we're over halfway through this first half, and these warm conditions would start to take the toll on these players. 20-minute halves out from 15, even though it's only an extra 5 minutes per half, it does make a difference. Ball back in the middle, both rucks had a piece of it. Higgins going back in hard, the skipper. Had the ball, dropped it, play on, says the umpire, not given any prior opportunity. Out to House now, she'll use her breakaway speed. Brought down by Bourne, who just kicked that last goal, but a good kick and a good mark taken by Branbury out on the lead. She then puts it further afield, going for goal, goes across the face, and it goes out of bounds, and we'll have a throw up about 15 metres around from the Esperance goal, who have made a very fast start to this game. They lead it by 13 points on the Sportal scoreboard.
And that's one thing you'll notice about the Esperance side. Probably able to get cleaner position out the middle and actually have some genuine shots on goal. Where Esperance, for Goldfields, it's more, just the ball falling their way and the player being there at the right time. And once again, Higgins will sit there and reload for Esperance. Goes a long kick right the way to the line. No one able to take that mark. Bounces through. And there'll be another behind for Esperance. 3 goals, 2-20. 1 goal, 6 to the Goldfields. 15 minutes gone in this first half. So the Goldfields, with the ball now, decides to come out to this closer broadside side of the ground. Almost a good mark. Competed really hard was Moran. They'll sit there and knock it forward. This time it's through Bourne, the last goal kicker for the Goldfields. But Castelli picks it up for Esperance. Just hacks it around the body, but it's all Goldfields players. No one wanted it to start with, but it's picked up Moran, who goes on the left foot. It's going to skip well. The player there in Taylor for the Goldfields couldn't quite pick it up, but goes to the captain there. And the captain there in Higgins is taken high by Taylor, and she'll get a free kick. It's about 55 from goal. She'll sit there and look for some targets. Decides to go out to the side to House and Thomas Merrilees. House at the fall of this one. She's not a right footer, she's a left. She swings around onto the left. This could be a contender if it goes through. Snaps. Goalkeeper on the line for the Goldfields. Just knocks it forward there. Pressure's still on. Goldfields just hacking the ball off the ground. It's going to land in the hands of Charlton. Charlton can't pick it up. Picked up by Ferguson. Goes across, lands in the hands of Coxall. And a good mark on the last line of fence, I think by Bourne. So Bourne just goes to hack it out. Nice barrel kick out. It's going to work out all right. Goes to Anthony. Flicks back across to Bourne. And she'll go through the middle of the ground. No one able to pick that one up. This time it's going to bounce into the hand of Koish. She'll just kick it forward there. Esperance players chasing one Goldfields player, and that is Jacinta Bourne. She overruns it, and good hands there, and good tackle pressure by Jacinta Bourne. Able to keep knocking it forward, but it is all Esperance. They'll sit there and bring it out this side. Lands in the hands of Higgins, but there's a wall of Goldfields players. It's going to be marked, and it's going to come back, hopefully with interest. Kicks inside 50 there. Jacinta Bourne is the target. Can't quite pick it up yet. Sorry, that was Taylor. She flicks it back and it goes across to Koish. Has her ball smothered off her pocket. And here is Jacinta Bourne. Can she pick it up? Goes the soccer off the ground. One-on-one contest in the goal square, but Esperance looking too good in the last line of defence there. Del Turti. She's able to pick it up. Can't quite grab it there. Could have been held. And it's going to be a free kick to Michaela Barty.
Yeah, quick play there from both sides. Neither wanting to slow the ball down, which most teams would want to do, but it's great that they're sticking to their guns. One-on-one's ahead of the ball, beats them all. Gets into the middle of the ground. A lot of players around this. Handball came out from Esperance. It now falls to Coxall. She's been lively early. House will lay a big tackle on there, put the pressure on them. Then fired up with the smother. A couple of big defensive efforts from House. Then she goes from 55 metres out. How does it bounce? Does it sit? No, it doesn't. It's stopped on the line by Taylor, who was there for the Goldfields to rush it over the line. That would have been something special there from Natalie House had it have gone through. Instead, it is one behind only. 3-3-21. Plays one straight 6 for the Goldfields. They need to get another goal here right on the stroke of halftime. It bounces out the back, looking for Charlton. She gathers. She kicks from the centre square. Up inside 50. Bouncing ball. It's all Esperance at the fall, though. How does it sit now? It falls the way of Castelli. She turns onto the right, puts it into the middle of the ground. Esperance with the numbers. It falls now. Looking for Moran, the best and fairest winner for Goldfields. She just coughs it back up, looking for Bambra. Already kicked one today, knocked away from her. Went off the deck, fell into the hands of Cassidy. Cassidy throws it on the boot, gets it to Thomas Mirrlees, who puts it onto her slipper, but it is out on the full and no score result. So possibly a couple of repeat entries here for Esperance, trying to break the back of the Goldfields as we near half-time in the opening half.
So Thomas Mirrlees, she'll be absolutely filthy with herself. Ball came out, 2-on-1 there, plenty of time. The poor girl just ended up rushing that one there. Could have put a fourth on the board for the Esperance side, but it wasn't to be, as the Goldfields look to just bring this ball out on the outer side now. Just over a minute left in this first half, and Goldfields will be looking to just try and see if they can put some pressure back on the score before halftime. Good kick there, a great mark there by Rauch. Once again, another state player there. She sits there and plays on to the leading players. I think it'll skip through. Well done by Jacinta Bourne. Just uses her body well. She handballs over the top. Can Taylor get one? Goes back there to Rauch, to Taylor, to Bourne. Might be overusing it a bit here. Oh, great tackle there by Esperance, and that is holding the ball. And sometimes you've just got to get the ball on the boot and try and get it through. And look, Esperance defence holds up once again. So Esperance just looking to kick out of defence there. Good mark going back with the flight was Carboni. So Carboni 55 metres from goal. She's got 30 seconds left. Can Goldfields pinch one? Kicks inside 50 there. Higgins could have pushed in the back. Yes, she has. And it'll be a free kick to Jacinta Bourne. And she'll end up, if she decides to have a shot on goal, kicking right near the first half siren.
Right on the siren here for Bourne. There it is to signal half-time. It will take a big effort here, no breeze to speak of. Slight one coming across the ground actually now that we say that. It's going to fall short. And so the scoreboard stays as is as we head to half-time in the opening game of the finals day. It's 3-3-21 for Esperance, 1 goal, 6 for the Goldfields. So Ward, a very good effort there from Esperance. They broke the back early of Goldfields. They fought back late though, the Goldfields, and of course Esperance defence again standing up.
Yeah, look, they've been very, very good there for sure. And look, Goldfields early on, I really thought they'd obviously learned some lessons from that first day. Their pressure was exceptional early on. It looked like they were probably going to get that first score, but once again it was just Esperance able to hold that pressure through defence, able to put a couple on the board there nice and early, and then Goldfields obviously coming back. But look, I think we're set up for a pretty good second half.
So House, if you're the coach of Goldfields, Brodie Price, would you be sending someone to House just to check on her at the stoppage, because she is starting to break the lines and use her breakaway speed, and she's obviously a great kick, so you need to be putting pressure on her.
Yeah, look, they do. I think they've got players though in the middle when you have the Rausches, the Moores, and Bourne in there as well, that have all got that ability to win the footy. So I don't necessarily think the problem is the midfield group. They've got the ability to win it, and especially with their ruck in Viboli as well. But look, we'll wait and see what the coach decides to do in the second half.
We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with more here on Oval 2 at Lane Group Stadium. As we head to the break, it is Esperance by 15 points, 3-3-21 to the Goldfields, 1 straight 6. Welcome back here to Oval 2. James Gardner and Ward Harris in the chairs. Of course, we're doing it all for Filming Footy and Dartfish, and we thank them and their sponsors for all their support, Archies and Sportal, also Nutrien Ag and Rio Tinto. And Ward, a very good opening half there. Hot contest early. Obviously, Esperance able to break away late.
Yeah, look, Esperance. Look, they have had a bit of a mixed tournament. Look, they've had some really good games where they've been able to put a score on the board, such as today. But obviously, they find themselves now in that playoff game between teams that have finished third and fourth, and obviously weren't able to have the results go the way they wanted to make the semi-finals. But look, the talent's been really, really good there, and we're just finding ourselves with a really good contest so far. But Goldfields, plenty to play for, and let's see if they can add some additional scoreboard pressure in this second half.
Over on the main oval, it is Peel and Pilbara in the other playoff game. And so if that takes your fancy, you can of course find that on the Filming Footy YouTube channel. They've played 15 minutes in that game, and it looks like Peel are winning that 1-1 to no score with Pilbara. Now, Ward, we've got a very special guest coming in from the Kimberley. And he will be joining you to have a quick chat about things up there in regards to the Kimberley Association and women's football up there. Of course, they have had a great tournament. Jay from the Kimberley will be coming up now. He's the runner. He does a lot of good things up there. So Ward, he'll be joining you for the second half of this clash between Esperance and the Goldfields.
G'day, Jake. Pop on up, mate.
Hey mate, how are you?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
Good, good. Have you found the carnival so far?
Oh, it's been a great experience for the girls. It's probably the first time a lot of these girls have played together, because we play against each other a lot, but playing together. We've got some East Kimberley girls, some Central Kimberley girls. So it's been really good to get around everyone and just have fun with it, really.
Yeah, look, and I think that's the hard thing sometimes, as you mentioned, the first time a lot of the girls have got to play together. And look, in fairness, they've come together very well. The fact that the talent's risen to the top, I guess, and find themselves in right in the mix today as well. You've got to be happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. Coming down here, we didn't want to participate. We wanted to actually give it a red hot crack. That's what me and the coach Marika were talking about, and I think we're doing that. I think we have a really strong, well-balanced team. A lot of these girls have played in Perth before, and the Kimberley is a great comp up there, and a lot of untapped resources up there, mate. So to just be able to bring it down here and just show out with the girls what the girls can do, they're a bit sore today, but we're going to give a red hot crack.
Nah, look, and I think they will, and we look forward to seeing them a little bit later on today. Look, what's been the travel schedule for you guys? When did you come down? When are you guys heading back up? All that kind of stuff.
So we actually have had a lot of troubles with our travel. So some of us came down. We left Wednesday morning, Broome. We had a couple that came out of Fitzroy Crossing. They left at 9 a.m. Fitzroy Crossing to drive to Broome, which is about 4 or 5 hour drive. Yep. Then the plane was delayed by 6 hours. Then by the time they got to our accommodation, it was 11:30 at night. Jeez. And that was the night before our first game. So look to see those two rested up and ready to go today. So it's the East Kimberley girls, they were down here already. We had a couple of that were already down here for work and stuff and school holidays too. So that always helps out. But we all got together on pretty much yesterday morning was the first time we were all together.
Geez, and I guess that's probably one of the tough things when you come from such a big region that's, let's say, with all due respect, a fair way out. Yeah. Trying to just logistically bring all that together is always going to be really, really tough. But the bonding experience, bringing all these two girls together, it's something they'll always remember. And look, it's going to be a good experience for them. Yourself, obviously, the runner for the team at the moment, and doing probably everything around as well. Look, how did you find yourself getting involved in this kind of role?
I coach a women's team in Broome, the Broome Bulls Football Club, Sporting Club, sorry. Yep. And so I coached them, and Eamon just sort of came up and said, you've been nominated to do this, and with Marika, and I've done a bit of work with Marika before. There's a women's academy up in Broome that we help out with called We Got Game. And I know her from that, and she also coaches a women's team up there too. So when I got the opportunity to work with her, I was jumping at the bit. I couldn't wait for it. And then just to some of these girls, like to be able to work with some of these girls and talk with them, and and see how they see the game. It's been amazing, and I've loved every minute. It's been a lot of work, a lot of hard work. We only sort of found out that we were going to get a Kimberley team last Tuesday, so we've organised all this in a week.
Yeah.
So it has been a lot of work, a lot of sleepless nights, but we're here, we're competing, and having a good time.
No, look, that's excellent, and you're obviously a credit to the Kimberley region up there, having the opportunity to be nominated to come down and do this, and then seeing their team come together, especially in a week, is phenomenal. So look, hopefully the girls perform a really strong day today and enjoy the rest of their time down in Perth. Had ourselves a good contest today, good contest just now. Goldfields have actually kicked another goal through Moran, and they're starting to bring the contest back. Look, which team have you probably enjoyed seeing playing against the Kimberley so far? Is there anyone that's probably stood out where the Kimberley girls went, geez, that was a tough game?
Yeah, I think the Southwest showed yesterday late in that third game just how fit they were. Our girls, we were tired.
Yep.
A lot of travel and stuff. But I'm not making excuses. But we were tired and we were really down, and they just kept running all day. So hopefully we can get this first win and then get a chance in the grand final against them and show them what we got when we're fully fit.
No, look, absolutely. Hopefully that day's rest will sit there and work out for your girls. And look, we obviously wish you the best for the rest of the day. But look, thanks for spending some time with us. It's always good to run into some personalities that sit there and run through the different competitions that we do. And look, best of luck for the rest of the day.
No worries. Thanks for having me, boys.
Good on you. Thanks, Jake.
Jay there from the Kimberley. Great to have them involved. Ward, great chat with him as well. They're the kind of guys that make footy associations tick along. And it's great to see the Kimberley. They're coming up next, again, the GNFL. This game is starting to become a bit of a hot contest. Just in front of our commentary position here, Epis will pick the ball up. Thought she had more time than what she had. Got the handball out. Very hard hit there as Taylor got it clear. Only as far as Higgins though. She kicks it back. Bit of kick to kick happening here. Epis with time, with space, able to gather and clear the ball. Tried to step around her opponent there in Andrews. The kick only goes as far as Smart, who takes the mark. Attacking side of the centre wing.
So Smart with the ball, and look, we're starting to see a lot of tired bodies now. You can see obviously the heat is really starting to take its toll as they sit there and kick the ball through. Epis ends up dropping that mark there, flicks across, and it will come through to the Goldfields through this far side. Land in the hands of Rorsch. She's able to just knock the ball forward. It's going to be picked up there on the outer side. Great tackle there. And it will come out through the middle of the ground. Esperance looking to just try and put the pressure on. Picked up by Taylor. She's tackled straight away. Once again, Higgins just puts it onto that right slipper. Good pick up there by the player there for the Goldfields, and it goes back to Rorsch. She'll sit there and try and kick the ball forward again. Good mark, almost there by Wills. Flicks out to this far side. Tapping, just trying to track the ball over, and once again it's been turned over. Good tackle, and the pressure's just really good from both sides.
Yeah, it's right hot at the minute. Now with a bit of time, bit of space, Bourne kicks it up to half forward. The mark taken by her teammate Verbo. No, one-on-one's ahead of the ball. She goes to the hot spot, wanting an option. Mark almost taken, beat all the players there. Spills loose. Teams tracking it. Both teams tracking it. Soccer off the deck. And it fall. Rorsch will be there to mop up the mess. She's double teamed, triple teamed, found a little bit of time, flicked it over. Higgins was there for Esperance, possibly held without it. Umpire lets them play. Falls in the hands now of Andrews, who clearing quick. Smart takes it, just a defensive side of centre wing, broadcast side of the ground. Play on, says the umpire. She takes a bounce just in front of us now. Takes a second. Has a bit of time, nothing really on offer though for her. That excites her. So she puts it into the waiting arms though of Epis, who takes yet another intercept mark for the Goldfields. And their defence working very hard at the minute, Ward.
Look, they are indeed, and yeah, look, young Smart there. Probably obviously had the time and space, had a couple of targets and just tired bodies, not able to quite hit a target there, and it's landed in the hands of Moran, the last goal kicker for the Goldfields. She goes a risky kick through the middle of the ground there. House, collision of players, and the girls will sit there and jump out. It's picked up by Caponi. She just knocks it forward. It's going to go back to Moran. As we mentioned, the girls not quite running as hard as they were able to now. Starting to get a bit tired. Moran goes onto the right foot, onto the left, sorry, and it's been a turnover there. It will go into the hands of the player from the Goldfields there in Smith. So she'll sit there and handball across. They'll look to try and clear the ball out now. Long kick to the advantage of Ferguson. Jumps out of bounds right in front of us. And we'll have a free kick across to the Goldfields, and it will go to the player there in Bumpu.
Thought we might have got a kick there for us, Ward. Ball very close to our commentary position here for filming footy and dartfish. So 6 minutes gone here. Bump you with the ball in hand, just in front of us. Goes up to the contest at half forward, 1-on-1, and a very good mark taken by her teammate there in Moran. Bodied her way out of it. Then played on and kicked it further afield to Bourne. She's probably about 50 metres out from goal. Switches it, wanting House. House is in the vicinity though. Dangerous looking kick. Did well. Higgins coming in late. The third party involved. They did well though, the Goldfields, to come away with that. Flick their handball away. Looking for Bourne. She found her. Went on and kicks the goal there, Moore. A very good kick as well. From a long way out. And she gets the Goldfields' third of today. And gets it back to just 3 points the margin. They trail 3 straight 18 to the Goldfield, to the Esperance, 3-3-21 on the Sportal scoreboard. Sportal now the only answer for scoreboard technology. You can make it any sport you like and put anything on there.
And look, it's been a really good 7 minutes actually for the Goldfields side. They seem to be the team that's looking that little bit fresher at the moment. I've noticed when Esperance trying to move the ball forward, probably not as much movement. It looks like to be, let's say, a few of the ladies have probably got that extra, level of, fitness and able to handle the heat conditions that little bit better. And I think that could tell in the second part of this second half. So I look for Goldfields to sit there and go right to the line. They might end up favourites to win this contest in the end. As Esperance get a free kick through the middle of the ground. No, actually, sorry, it's gone to the Goldfields, and that'll be a free kick to Carboni. So she'll sit there and try and move the ball on. Just a kick to advantage on that far side. Anthony can't quite take the mark. Good follow-up tackle there. Umpire says holding the ball, and that is well done by that player there in Grayson Anthony. So Anthony with the ball right in the middle of the ground. Just on the far side, goes the handball back in board. Goes to Bourne. Bourne just goes the long barreling kick inside 50, but it's been chopped off and picked up by the player there in Slater. Smart will go and play on. Just goes a long kick, goes back to Grayson Anthony. She just spoils it there. Players chasing on that far side there. One of those is Castelli. Castelli's worked hard all day. It's been picked up this time by, I think it's Wills. Wills goes around her body, goes to Higgins. Higgins tackled after the balls go through. Esperance just trying to knock the ball forward there, but there's plenty of Goldfields players around it. One of those is Taylor. Taylor just goes and kicks the ball forward there. Anthony is there, and so is the player Moran. She tackles beautifully, but Esperance just able to get the handball out there. No easy ball out there at the moment. Umpire letting it go, and Esperance trying to bring the ball out there, but it's been turned over and it's gone through Moore. The last goal kick there. Kicks a long ball inside 50 to the advantage of Code. Bounces out the far side there, and Esperance will look to get out. Well done by Jacinta Bourne. Excellent pressure there. She'll go back and pick it up. Can Goldfields hit the lead? No, they can't. Just out to the left-hand side, but that's one behind, and they bring the margin back to 2 points.
2 points. This is a really close game. Look for some of the better players to start to stand up and use their class in these dying moments of this playoff game. What a way to kick off a big day of finals footy here at the Rio Tinto Women's Country Week. As Wills, with not a lot on offer, has to dump it, wanting Higgins, but instead Hansen is there to chop it off and send Goldfields back into attack. She centres the ball in a very good, well-weighted kick. Moore with time, with space, and can she now finish the job off? She's directly in front, 35 metres out, and Moore, she kicked the last of the game, and a chance to give the Goldfields a 4-point lead with just a few minutes remaining. Moore on the runway. Kick looks good off the boot. Umpire shuffles, but it's straight through the big sticks. Goldfields have hit the lead for the first time today. There's Moore's second. And that's the Goldfields fourth. 4-1-25 to Esperance. 3-3-21 rather. As we near the end of this clash ward, it is an exciting game of women's football.
Yeah, look, it is indeed. We've got almost 11 minutes now in this contest, so still 9 minutes to go. Plenty of time for the Esperance girls to get back in. And look, as we mentioned at half-time, we were wondering what they were going to do with that midfield group, and it has been those midfielders of Goldfields that have really stood up and probably look just to be those players that seem to be really able to run across the ground well at the moment. For Esperance, they'll be looking to try and reload now, but it's still Goldfields trying to bring the ball out of the middle of the ground. It's been turned over and picked up. Ferguson goes back to Higgins. Higgins on the left foot. Hopefully it sits well for Esperance, and it does, but good tackle pressure there from
Great
behind
hit
by the Goldfields girl there. She's able to just use her body well, and that was Epis. The ball goes forward now for a Goldfields. They'll be looking to try and put a fifth on the board and seal this game, but it's been turned over, and Esperance will come back through the middle of the ground. No one able to take that mark. Ball bounces around, goes back to Epis. She goes to risky up and under kick there, but well done by that player there in house. Turns the ball over, and here she goes. Kicks it out to the far side there. Castelli in the mix. Great trap there by the player from the Goldfields. Can't quite get it going forward there, and they'll sit there and try and knock it forward. Goes to Rauch. She'll handball it back there. Clear and kick, but well scored by Thomas Merrilees. Thomas Merrilees just knocks it down in front of her. Uses her body well. Handballs back inboard. House is there. Steps inside. Steps one way. Good kick there, but it's smothered off the boot there by Taylor. Ball is bouncing around. No one able to get clean possession, but they have this time. Epis goes the handball out and lands in the hands of Charlton. So Charlton just kicks the ball forward there. Could go to Hanson. Hanson picks it up. Good handball through there. They could be out. Viboli looking to try and pick it up there, but it's gone back to the other player from the Goldfields in Kadaz. Kadaz just kicks the ball inside 50 now, but it's going to be Wills coming out with the ball. Wills just spins inside and out, goes onto her right foot, up and under kick. Going to be a 2-on-1 there. And that is a great mark, and it's been marked by Joy Ferguson.
Ferguson, defensive side of the middle of the ground. They need to get a quick one here, Esperance, to try and regain the lead. They won't, though, because Moore has been everywhere, and she's taken another intercept mark in the dead centre of Oval 2 here at Lane Group Stadium. Goes up to a 2-on-2, fell out the back, and it fell into the hands of Hagan. Hagan couldn't take clean possession, though. Verboli, little dribbler, but it goes out of bounds, and it is deliberate from her, and so it will be a free kick going the way of Parker for Esperance. Can Esperance just get a little bit of transition happening now from their defence to their offence? That's a big clearing kick. It's going to fall short though, into their hands. Little soccer off the deck. House was right time, right place for Natalie. Now she goes further up, looking for her teammate in Cassidy, but it's chopped off yet again by Epis. I've really liked her game today. She's taken a lot of intercept marks off half-back. Goes further afield to Anthony. She's taken it about 55 out from home. Little short chipping kick. Same distance away now for her teammate from the Goldfields. She'll put them inside 50. Big contest falling here. House almost took the mark. Rather, that was Ferguson. She couldn't hold it though. Tapped away. Making a beeline for the ball is Brown. She couldn't take clean possession. She does now. Spins right around the contest. Goes the wrong way. She's gone into the middle of the ground. Epis is there though. Handball out the front door. Trying to look for Taylor. She couldn't take it though. Brown now gets a second reprieve. Puts it inside 50, bouncing ball, Verboli throws it on the boot, but it's across the face of goal, and it's through for one behind only, extending the lead of the Goldfields. They go to 4-2, 26 to Esperance 3-3, 21. And Esperance are desperate for a goal at the minute.
They are indeed, and look, genius move there by Brown to go the wrong way and then back the other way. It ended up opening up the ground for him absolutely beautifully, and they'll look to try and reload now, but that is holding the ball, and Esperance will get the ball and really try and reload now. Not a lot of time left in this contest, about 5 minutes. Good kick there, lands in the lap of Ferguson. So Ferguson, normally a short kick, but a good kick. Goes to Thomas Merrilees. Can't quite take the mark, but will sit there and go in the hands of Smart. Rainey Smart through the middle of the ground. We'll go to a player there from Esperance who drops the ball now, but it's been picked up by the player in Graham. Graham just tries to go kick there. Rauch is there for the Goldfield. She taps it forward, but Esperance will look to pick it up, and it is that player in House. Natalie House has a ball slightly smothered, but it is going to go inside 50 there. Goldfield's trying to knock the ball out now. Once again, it's Rauch there. Players falling over everywhere. No one able to get clean possession. Goldfields shoveling out, and once again, Jessica Moore. She's probably been the difference in this second half for the Goldfields. Gets the clearing kick out, goes to Carlton. So Carlton will kick to a one-on-one. Bourne looks to have read the ball best. Skips out to that far side there, but well done by Hagan. Hagan just tried to push the ball through, but it's been turned over. And once again, it'll be Goldfields kicking inside 50. One-on-one, well done by Code. She's able to use her body well, but great work there by the player there from Esperance. Is the ball going to go through? Yes, it is. And it's another behind on the board for the Goldfields. One goal straight now, the lead, 4-3, 27. Esperance 3-3, 21. And we've gone probably about 14, 15 minutes in this second half.
Nearing red time here in the second half. picking it up beautifully there was Moore. She's already kicked 2 today. Can she add a 3rd? She can't as it goes out of bounds. A wrong-ended bounce. Another big kick from her. She's got a fair leg on her. She's been one of the difference along with Epis, I think, in this half. Both of them will be contending for a pair of those beautiful Archie thongs. One of the most comfortable pairs of shoes you can get on the market right now. So ball thrown back up. Both rucks fighting hard. Both had a piece of it. Verboli went in to try and get her own ball. Locked up again. Umpire circling. Lets them play. Ball comes out. Play on, says the umpire. Handball fired out. Esperance again. Their defence standing up. Clearing kick and a good mark taken there by Wills at half back. Broadcast side of Oval 2 here at Lane Group Stadium. In the hands of Wills. Goes further afield to a 2-on-1 in favour of Esperance. No worries at all though for Ferguson, who met the ball beautifully. She doesn't have a big kick on her, but it's a well-weighted one. Looking for Bambra rather, and it's knocked out of play and we'll have another throw up. So as the time ticks away, it continues to play in the Goldfields' favour. They lead it by a single straight kick on the Sportal scoreboard. Ball thrown back up again, both rucks. Fighting hard, Epis again in there. She's in everything at the moment. Handball out the back door, Moore was there. Kick ricocheted. Both scrappy ball. Clearing kick, but it's straight into the arms of the player for the Goldfields in Caboni. Gave it to Epis, said it's your problem to deal with now. Bambra put the pressure on. Gave Epis enough time and space though. Into the space. Can they run onto it? It's with Verboli. Verboli couldn't take clean position though. It's going across the face and last line of defence is Smith. She lays the boot into that one. Tried to fend them off and she did successfully. It's a high fend off though. And it's going to go the way of the Goldfields. And is it in the hands of Moore again? This would be extraordinary. Again, the time just ticking away for Goldfields, making it harder and harder. And it's in the hands of Moran, who's already kicked 1 today and searching for the Goldfields' 5th.
And it looks like the umpires actually reversed that one in the end. It's going to go to Wills. So Esperance really one last roll of the dice. About 2 minutes left. They've actually called the game early. That is it. And Goldfields find themselves with the first win of the tournament. They've won this game. 4 goals, 3-27. Esperance, 3 goals, 3-21. No score in the second half. And Goldfields, they'll be absolutely proud as punch with that win today.
They will. It's a great come from behind victory. And to come back, their midfield really stood up in the end. And well, the likes of Moore, Epis off half-back, I was really impressed with her game. Moran in the second half, she also stood up. But who is your Archie's player of the game?
Oh, look, pretty even contributors right the way across. And look, but it would be hard to go past Jessica Moore. Kick 2 in the second half and probably really proved to be the difference. Probably got out another as well. And just her ability to find the ball and long kicking and obviously put 2 through the big sticks. She ends up being Archie's player of the game. Jessica Moore from the Goldfields and Mine Rovers.
Yes, fantastic effort there from Jessica. Now coming up, it is the big semi-final. It is between the Kimberley and the GNFL, of course, the winner through to the grand final. And on the other oval will be Southwest and in the other prelim against the Pilbara. So there are 2 cracking matches coming up. Of course, the winners through the grand final for their shot at glory. Ward, another great call by you. You're calling the next game as well, so good luck with that. It will sure be a cracker, but we'll take a quick break here at Oval 2. We'll be back with the big semi-final between the GNFL and, of course, the Kimberley.
Okay, and welcome back to Oval number 2 here for the second day of the WA Female Country Championships, the Rio Tinto Ladies Division. Found ourselves an absolute cracker of the first contest there after a big first half. Esperance kicking 3-3 in the first half, but Goldfields kicking 3 in the second half and coming back victors for their first win of the tournament. And I now have the pleasure, I'm joined by Kane Benson from the WA Football Commission. Has many roles and many hats, but one of those is selecting some of the girls that end up in the All-Stars team from this championships. Kane, first of all, welcome, and look, how have you found the championship so far?
Oh, look, morning, thanks very much. Championship so far, well, the weather's been turned on for us, hasn't it? It's an interesting thing. We don't know what we're going to get with so many girls coming through the system. Obviously, 2 brand new teams this year as well. So we're growing each year in the country champs here, and which is a fantastic scenario for us. Obviously, we've got the Kimberley girls about to come up. First time they've ever played in it, and had a good couple of early wins yesterday, which for us is fantastic. So there's that many good players out there these days. It's really hard for us to sort of pick 1 or 2. They're making it real hard for us, which is a good problem.
Oh, it is a good problem, and as you mentioned, obviously the Kimberley side, we had the pleasure just during that last game speaking to a young guy, Jake Coles, who is helping out with the Kimberley side, and look, just first of all, the pride that he had for what the girls had done, and even going through some of the logistics with different flights out of Broome and girls coming from Fitzroy Crossing and driving across here and there, and getting into Perth at 11 o'clock on Wednesday night, and look, just the sheer logistics of, first of all, we think of one team like that, but then, expands out to the 8 teams. I can only imagine for the individual teams, and then people like yourself just trying to bring it all together, it's a huge operation.
Oh, look, it is massive. I think when you see the smile on the players' faces and the volunteers' faces, mind you, and it's actually worthwhile, all the time and effort. The amount of girls that came up to us last night at our function to thank us for putting it on again. It's a magnificent thing when you see the smiles on their faces, and they love it. Yeah.
Oh, look, it's great, isn't it? I remember, I know we've been involved in footy quite a lot over the years, and sometimes you take a lot of these things for granted, and it really is when you see girls like the Kimberley side and the Goldfields side, and they come and they see and experience a lot of these things for the first time, and it does give you that real buzz, just to probably realise how much it actually means to people there. But as you mentioned, now 8 teams in here. You've got the responsibility of helping or trying to get the All-Stars team together. Look, that's going to be a big task for you. Got this game, obviously, to try and pick some girls still, but you would have seen some standouts so far as well.
Look, there are some standouts, and we've got 2 games left before we finalise the 20 that we're going to announce. I've got 3 selectors floating around helping me finalise it before we announce it this afternoon. Look, there's standouts in every team, which makes it really hard, and we've only got 20 spots we can pick, and we had a selection meeting at the back end of yesterday. We've had another one this morning. We take into account the umpires' votes as well, and then we try and get the 20 right, and of course we never get it right.
No.
Someone will tell us we've got it wrong every time, but it's good fun, but it's not easy. The girls don't make it easy for us.
No, look, they don't, and as you mentioned, it's a good problem to have. And I know times over the years when you're sitting there, you end up with big squads, and even things when you're trying to pick out state sides and the like, whether it's under 18s or senior girls, which is obviously something that you do as well. How do you map all that together, and how do you get your brain in that kind of thing to get it all done?
Well, firstly, I wear a bulletproof vest because I always get it wrong.
Smart. Yep.
But look, just trying to talk to different people, because we all see different things in players, and like just talking to you before we got on here, I was listening to some of the things that you saw that I didn't see yesterday. So the other 3 crew that are helping me, when we have discussed numbers, funnily enough, 80% of the time we've all noticed similar players, but they'll bring something out that I don't see, and vice versa, and then we look at your awards that you guys give out awards, which sometimes we go, oh, we need to go and watch that one the next time. Yeah. The hard bit is in a carnival like this, where they've only just met each other, you've got to sort of try and read between the lines with how good some of the players are for the state team, as an example, because they've never met until they get here. Like the Kimberley girls, most of them didn't know each other. They get here, the coaches are different, you don't have much time to train. There's very few of these teams outside of sort of Peel, South West, maybe Great Southern, that get the opportunity to train. So I think one of the things we significantly look for at the next level for state level is the kicking is your number 1 skill in football, and that tells us whether you're a half decent player or not.
Yep. Oh, look, and it definitely makes a fair bit of difference. And look, I probably noticed that. And you mentioned about, say, like that Goldfields team as an example that we just saw before. A lot of those girls, and there were some talented girls that have played in the state side. They probably took a little bit of time to get going, and I don't think that was based on their skills or anything. It was really trying to learn the rest of their teammates around them as well. And I think there's some good development players in there, and I think one of the young Epis girls, and they're pretty good side and individual players. But I think today, I'm hoping we'll see a lot more of those teams being able to gel a bit more, which then helps those better players stand out as well.
Look, I found some of the teams last night, they actually have team meetings that they hadn't had before.
Yep.
So they started to learn who's a left footer, who's a right footer, who should be playing half back, half forward. Because the coaches are still learning where the players are as well, because most of your best players out in country footy, they're all midfielders at clubland. So, no, look, just throughout the carnival, let alone the last 3 years, you notice the difference, and hopefully what comes of this is the 8 teams worth of players take that experience back to their clubs, and we start building at clubland as well.
And look, you've probably got an opportunity, in your role cruising around WA and just casually watching a bit of footy here and there. And you mentioned teams like the Southwest and Peel and maybe the Great Southern do actually get to train together a bit more. Do you think that actually makes a bit of difference come carnival time?
Oh, look, I think it makes a massive difference. I think there was a bit of a dig there about me travelling around as well. I do manage Queriting to Kununurra, so I just had a week up in the Kimberley, and I'm heading back there in a few weeks. So it's not a job, but no, look, I do think it gives you that opportunity to learn those little nuances of who is a left footer, who can kick both feet, who plays on without actually thinking about stopping and looking, and who's a forward, who's a back, who's a mid. So I do think it helps. You've got to be mindful. Southwest Footy League, in terms of women's footy, they've had such a good structure for such a long time. That's why they're dominant. And I think off the top of my head, they haven't lost a game in the 3 years we've had the champs. And that's because, one, they're a bit closer together, they can train, but two, they've got such a good competition that everyone else has to try and catch up.
Yeah, look, and it does foster obviously some good players and the ability to obviously perform on carnivals like this. And look, Southwest, I probably picked them yesterday, and it would make sense that we probably saw them as the favourites to once again take out the championships there. But look, we get the opportunity now to watch this team from the Great Northern up around that Geraldton, Northampton type of region, and look, there's been some really good players show up for this team today.
Absolutely. Look, the GNWFL in the last year, 2 state games, we've had reps from up there. They're a strong league. I'm not surprised that they're undefeated going into this, so I'm really looking forward to this clash. Kimberley, the surprise packet for me, and GNFL, I expect it to be where they are, so it'll be an interesting outcome.
Yeah, absolutely right. And look, we do have the opportunity to obviously cover this game now. And look, GNFL, they're kicking to the right of screen. The Kimberley girls kicking to the left. The Kimberley girls kicking to the right. And look, you would have probably, was this your first opportunity to see quite a lot of these Kimberley girls first up today? Has there been a few that have surprised you?
There's been a few that have surprised me. I've seen a couple of them play locally up north because I'm up there a couple of times a year. But I did speak to them after their first game, which they won, and I said, look, ladies, I just wanted you to come down and have fun, take it back and tell everyone, and be a little bit competitive. And they pretty clearly told me they're here to win, they're not here to be competitive. So I was put in my spot pretty quickly.
Yeah, look, it's good when they sit there and do that. And they, look, I reckon they'll really take it up to the Great Northern team here. And they look to try and go inside 50 there, see if they can put the pressure in nice and early. And that's probably one thing I've noticed about this carnival is the pressure from both sides has been absolutely phenomenal. And, none of the girls take a backward step. You can really see they're playing for the region and playing for the jumper that they're in as well.
Yeah, the only downfall of that is the couple of injuries we've had from it. But yes, they don't hold back, and I don't think there's a girl in any of the 8 teams that came here to make up the numbers.
And geez, that is a good first set shot on goal. And it's just gone out to the left-hand side. And it'll be a point on the board. So first score on the board, it has gone through to the girls from the Kimberley. They are 1 behind. Great Northern yet to score. We've got about a minute and a half in this first half. And look, I know your role is absolutely flat out, mate. So I know you've got a couple of games to watch throughout the day. Many players from these 2 sides that you think will be right in the mix for the All-Stars?
Absolutely. There's probably 4 or 5 in each team that we this is the last game that we look at to pick the final 20. So yes, there's a few that we have to concentrate on. One team's undefeated and the other team's only lost the 1 game to Southwest, so clearly they're 2 of the 3 strongest teams.
Absolutely right. And look, are you allowed to sit there and put who you think you'll pick for the grand final, or who's going to make the grand final is going to be?
I've got to be careful because both of these leagues are in my half of the state and they think I'm barracking for them. You know, from a story perspective, I'd love it if the Kimberley made it. From the other perspective, GNFL is a strong league, has been for such a long time. They've supported this carnival since day one, and it'd be great to see them make it and go against South West. And so yeah, I'm happy with either. They're both my leagues, so at least I'll have one league in the grand final.
No, well done, mate. That's about the most diplomatic answer I could have expected, which was looked great to see. But Kimberley putting the pressure on nice and early today, looking to go inside 50 again, and that is a great kick inside 50. Almost a good mark. Able to pick up the ball this time is that player in Fox. Fox flicks the ball forward. It's going to go through to Brooks. Brooks tackled without it there. Umpire's letting it play, and we'll end up with a ball up about 40 metres out from goal. As you mentioned, conditions really couldn't have been much better. Obviously, the Kimberley girls probably used to these slightly warmer conditions. Maybe flicks down to that Geraldton kind of area as well. I noticed in that last game, looked like the girls from Esperance probably ran out of puff a little bit, and the Goldfields girls were able to come out on top. I don't know if you could have planned for 29 degrees at this time of the year when you're thinking about it.
If we could, we would.
Yep.
Yeah, I did talk to a few of the girls yesterday. The Albany girls were complaining it's too hot, and the Kimberley girls are saying it's too cold. So, yeah, we're not going to please everyone, but in all seriousness, the Kimberley girls are so used to this weather that, yes, it probably has helped them a bit.
Yeah, look, I think that does make a bit of a difference, and yeah, these conditions when you're actually playing them all the time, look, I think that could put the Kimberley girls in the right stead, and I'm actually now going to pick them to go through to the grand final against the Southwest. But look, we've got a big 35 minutes of footy coming up now, and the Kimberley go inside 50. It's that player in Gubbins. She is an absolute gun. Goes on goal, just stops on the end. Is it going to be knocked forward? Yes, it is. And geez, great work there by Leanne Gubbins from the Kimberley. She's definitely got to be a player you're having a look at, mate.
She caught our eye yesterday. That typical halfback that likes running down and kicking goals. Yeah, she's outstanding.
Yeah, and look, her ball use is really, really good as well, which was, as you mentioned, that was something you're looking at. Good tackle pressure from behind, still gets the kick away from the Kimberley, and it's been turned over, and that is a good mark by the GNFL, and they'll sit there and try and reload through Clark. So Clark kicks out to the far side there, not a great kick, picked up by the player there in Brooks. Brooks loses it. It's going to come back. No one able to take that mark, flicks across the back here. Can they get their first goal? Goes one way, goes the other. Handball in board, but well picked up by the GNFL. They'll sit there and come through. Good chain of hands. Good pressure there and great tackle there by Coffin. And that is holding the ball. Well done by Ellie Coffin. And geez, Kimberley have come out pretty strong in this first half. And that is a good composed kick. And the player marks the ball about 35 metres out. Really tough angle. And that's that player in San Vinicombe. So lots of talented players. Couple have won some Archies so far today. Vinicombe with the ball 35 metres out. That's not a bad kick. It's going to go just out to the right-hand side, just faded late. But another score on the board. So as we mentioned, Kimberley come out absolutely firing. Seems to be a little bit of wind to that side of the ground. And that might make a little bit of difference. But the GNFL, good kick out there outer side. And it's a good mark, and they'll sit there and try and play on 30 metres out from their own goal. And look, you mentioned as well, state programs, Kane, and that type of thing. Look, when do you start naming lists for those kind of programs? Both the, I guess, the under-18 state programs and then your senior girls as well.
Yeah, so we actually don't have an 18s program. We have a men's and a women's at the minute. They don't play, obviously, till next year, but because we've got all the girls together, we'll identify probably 25 to 30 girls that we want to keep in touch with over the Christmas break. Yep. We're hoping that there's a potential to play a women's game against South Australia moving forward. At the minute, we play against the Perth Footy League, and we'd like to expand that. And South Australia are very keen. It's just going to come down to, you know, it's not cheap to fly a whole team, and we do it with the men, and we'd like to have a double header moving forward. So, I've already been speaking to girls today about their interest. We'll catch up with hopefully some of them in January, February, once they've had a Christmas break, and then we'll start from there.
Yeah, look, and I think you're right. It's a good idea. You know, for people like myself and yourself, look, footy's always been something that is 12 months of the year. But look, it's been something, especially through player welfare, and really need to give those players a break. They do need that little bit of time off. So we'll let them have their Chrissy break and then get back into some serious footy nice and early in the year. But a good kick inside 50 by the Great Northern team. And it's been a free kick. It will be a free kick to the Kimberley side. And they'll look to try and bring the ball out. So good, a switch kick to this far side. Not able to take a mark there, but it's going to sit nicely. Well done there by the GNFL. They'll sit there and kick the ball around again. Just kicks it through to the middle of the ground there. Good pick up, and once again it's going to be a kick through the captain there in Goodensnan. Pick up there this time. Good handball back this time by the player there in Surprise. She kicks the ball forward. They'll sit there and try and put the first goal on the board for the GNFL, but the pressure and the work there by the Kimberley is absolutely exceptional. Could have been legged. Umpire says yes, she was. And that is going to be a free kick and first shot on goal for the Great Northern. Can't quite pick up that player's number from here. Let's see if she can go put the first goal on the board for this game and the first score for the Great Northern. She'll kick from about 30 metres out, just stabs through it, might not quite make the distance, tapped on the line, sockered. Geez, that was an absolute contender for goal of the day. Umpire doesn't want to go with the theatre though, it's quarter behind. Good call, umpire. But the first score on the board for the Great Northern, they are 1 behind. Kimberley 3 behind, and we've gone 8.5 minutes in this first half. And once again, almost had a few lost footies. That always comes out of the budget as well, mate. I haven't seen too many souvenirs go so far, which is always a good result.
I don't think we'll be taking as many footies back at the end of the day today as what we brought down yesterday. So
I think that's pretty standard for any footy carnival, unfortunately. As the Kimberley look to bring the ball in now. Just strolls out of defence now. Good long kick. Got 2 players over the top there. Taya Palmer almost able to pick it up there, but the Kimberley come through. Great tackle. The umpire's found something. It is a high tackle. And Kimberley will once again have the free kick and it'll come back through Tegan Brooks. So Brooks with a good long kick to the middle of the ground there. Players compete. Almost a good mark over the top there by Humble. Coming through the middle of our Great Northern just trying to handball it out there. Lots of numbers around the footy there. Clean possession out. No one able to get it out. Death Flefson was in there. The captain there. And ball just bouncing around there. Has been picked up this time and it goes forward through Ahern. Here's Palmer. Palmer handballs forward there. It was knocked down. Ball bouncing around there. Good tackle pressure from both sides. 4 Kimberley players around there. Ball comes out on that outer side. And the umpire says, give it to me. Right on the 50-metre line for Great Northern. They've scored just a 1 behind. Kimberley 3 behind. Halfway mark of this first half. So what does the rest of the day look like for you, mate? Obviously you said this is the last game as far as just trying to work out your All-Stars group, and then you're trying to move forward from there, and I dare say some obviously prepping up for some of the grand final I guess celebrations and ceremonies, kind of stuff as well.
So we'll have a final selection meeting after this game. Obviously pull the paperwork together for that. Get ready for this afternoon. Hopefully I can sit back and actually barrack for 1 or 2 of my teams, or just watch the footy. And then yeah, pack up the carnival, and then we've got to head back up to Perth and help run the Waffle Grand Final tomorrow. So busy next 24 hours, but you know, this time of year's the best time of year, I reckon.
Oh, look, absolutely right. And I'll tell you what, once the footy finals are all wrapped up, you do have that little bit of an opportunity to put your feet up for about a day or 2, and then you're straight back into planning for 2023. But look, mate, really, obviously all the work that you do, Kane, is definitely doesn't go unnoticed. And look, I have to admit, mate, I couldn't go back into a full-time footy role myself. But look, well done to guys like yourself that are able to put the time in and have that passion for footy like you do. And Death Lefson with the ball there for Great Northern, kicks the ball back inside. 2 Great Northern players around the umpire letting it go, and it has been picked up this time by the player in Schiltz. Schiltz goes and kicks inside 50. How does it sit? Kimberley girl sitting there just trying to knock it forward. That was Trippy. Just knocks the ball there. Good pressure from the Great Northern. Pushing. Kimberley still with the ball there. Tackle pressure is good, but a good clearing kick out on that far side by the Kimberley. No one able to take that mark, and it's been picked up by the girl from the Great Northern there in Bidwell. Bidwell went to flick it forward there. Great tackle from behind by Winetti. And we're going to have a ball up 40 metres out from the Great Northern goal. And look, after a really strong start by the Kimberley, Great Northern probably being the better side in this second part of the first half.
It does look that way, doesn't it? Kimberley came out firing, and I know they were pretty keen first thing this morning. And then, you know, Great Northern, a slow start, but they've got their way back into it, haven't they? They seem to be dominating, just not on the scoreboard.
Yeah, look, their work through the middle of the ground has been very, very good. But once again, when they bring the ball inside Kimberley 50, Kimberley seem to be holding up well. And once again, the Kimberley just trying to get the ball out. Dangerous flick out there. Great Northern looking to come through. Picked up this time by the play there in Schultz. Good tackle, and that is holding the ball. And once again, that Kimberley defence holds up, and it was that player again in Leanne Gibbons. So Gibbons kicks it out to the far side there. Good pressure behind from the Great Northern girl. But a good, strong mark. And the Kimberley have been told to play on. Nice hands through there. She'll sit there and go the nice long kick. Just decides to chip it up instead. No one in particular, but it's gone well. It's gone to Humble. Humble kicks inside 50. One-on-one contest. No one able to pick that one up below their knees there. Good pressure around the ball. It's going to be picked up by McAlpine. Goes the handball out in and under. Goes across to the number 13 there for Kimberley in Varney. Ball flicked inside there. Here she is. Drop. Punt. That is what we like to see. And Winetti kicks the first goal for the Kimberley. They lead this contest 1 goal, 3-9. And the Great Northern just the 2 behinds. And we've gone 13.5 in this first half. And geez, it's not very often you get to see the old droppy go through for the first goal of the game.
Oh, I've always questioned these days, is it dropping the ball if it hits the ground before you boot?
Hey, look, neither of us are umpires, which is probably the best scenario, mate. But the umpire let it play, and you know, a bit of theatre. And look, when Eddie kicks the first goal, and yeah, Kimberley, after a good patch by the Great Northern, they've put the first goal on the board. So the umpire will throw the ball up again. No one able to take clean possession out this time. It was picked up this time by Trippy. She's tackled. And the umpire will come back and throw it up again, right on the bullseye. Out of oval number 2, game 2, semi-final between the Kimberley and Great Northern. It is the Kimberley currently leading by 7 points. 14 minutes gone in this first half. Ward Harris commentating, joined by Kane Betham from the WA Football Commission. And he's got the tough task of trying to pick the All-Stars team. As you mentioned, plenty of girls out here and performing well in this game. And look, I don't envy the task that he's got at the moment. Umpire's found something. It will be a free kick. And it's going to go back to the Kimberley through Winetti. The last goal kicker flicks it off there. Goes inside 53, Brooks. But turns it over. And that is a good mark on the outer side by Garnett. So Garnett kicks it out. Great Northern just trying to work their way through. You really see the talent starting to rise. Not a kick she'd be proud of though. And goes out of bounds just on that far side. So trying to see some scores from that other side at the moment. Southwest looks like they've kicked 2 goals, 1. They're playing against the Great Southern.
From a distance, and I can't see that far with my age, but it looks like Great Southern might have 2 goals on the board as well.
So it looks like we've got a pretty even contest on oval number 1, and oval 2 is having an absolute cracker as well. But well done going back to the flight of the ball by Gubbins. Uses the ball so well, and that is an absolutely elite kick. And finds the player in the middle of the ground in Coffin. She's been good as well. Chips it up inside 50. Good mark out on the lead, and we'll have another opportunity for Kimberley. Great mark through Varney. So she'll sit there and look for some leading players. Might be just beyond her distance there. Sets it up just nicely to about 25 metres out. And good mark out on the lead. And that was exceptional ball movement there through the Kimberley. And look, just that's the kind of footy and talent that you mentioned that you've seen up there before.
The Kimberley football's exciting. Everyone knows that. Whether it be male, female, kids, adults. So just to give the ladies the opportunity to come down and see what the next level's like. Yeah, we hopefully will build it and eventually get a men's team involved and a Colts team as well. So it's untouched paradise up there.
Absolutely right. As Vinicum kicks it, it's been taken off the ground, kicked through, and that's the second goal on the board, and it is Lexi Fox. She kicks a goal there. Umpire is coming in. We'll wait and see what the decision. Goal! Lexi Fox kicks the second one for the Kimberley. They lead this contest 2 goals, 3-15. Great Northern yet to kick a goal. They are 2 behinds. And we have gone 16.5 in this first half. And always love the theatre behind the umpires when they sit there, come in, confer. Goal umpires pretty certain of it.
Do we have any idea what the conferring was about there?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think they wanted to have a bit of a chat, but look, if that means that the goal's been kicked, I'm happy with that as well. As the umpire throws the ball up again. Good knockdown by the Kimberley there, but ball scoots through and picked up by Great Northern. They'll go and kick it there. Not 15, says the umpire. Fair call, I reckon, there as well. But it's been picked up this time by Johannesson. Kicks the ball inboard there. And a good mark out on the lead. And we've got a player down there in the middle of the ground. There is a girl from the Kimberley there. We hope she's okay. But they're trying to come out that far side. Great Northern still trying to pinch one late. Flicks the ball forward. Judici Nan, she picks the ball up there. And we'll have a throw up. And let's see if the umpire's happy to let it go. Play seems to be possibly a bit winded. As the umpire decides to throw it up there. Judici Nan able to knock that ball forward there. Kimberley player comes through 2 tackles. Just able to handball it out there. Great Northern coming through. And the umpire has decided to call the game, and we are going to have a... And they've decided to just take the player off the ground there. We're looking for a bit of a stretcher, and you see young Kane Benson jumps straight into management mode there. Hopefully the young lady there in Letitia Paul, sorry I should say. Hopefully she is okay and good to go, and yeah, she'll come off the ground on that far side. And a bit of improvisation there, Kane.
It's the second one today. I would have preferred they'd use a stretcher. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. We've had a couple of injuries. We had a nasty one yesterday where...
Was that the Goldfields girl on this side?
No, the South West girl. She's ended up with a broken collarbone, some rib injuries, some lung injury. So she spent a bit of time in the hospital.
Gotcha.
And we've had an ankle this morning, which was pretty serious. She got carried off as well. I'm not sure what that one is. But... it's disappointing, isn't it? You know, they come down, they play in the 3 or 4 games, and then potentially can't play in the last game, which is, it's our game, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it is, and we noticed the way that the both teams just go at it, and I think all 8 teams across the 2 days, it's been some real bang and crash footy, and yeah, you definitely notice some players that look a bit sore and sorry after their games, and look, I think they'll enjoy the break after tonight, but plenty of footy to play for. Snapped around the body and just missed out to that right-hand side was Bidwell, but that's another point on the board. They now have 3 behinds the Great Northern. Kimberley 2 goals, 3-15 leading this one, and we've got about 20 seconds left in this first half. And look to just try and play on now the Kimberley, take the time out of it. If they can take a mark on that far side, they can ice the half. But Great Northern will look to come back inside 50 there. Palmer just taps the ball forward. It's going to go out of bounds. And the umpire might have time to throw it up. Last roll of the dice to Great Northern, or will the halftime siren beat them? So time ticking down. Umpire throws it up again. The 2 ruckmen compete. Last roll of the dice now. The umpire just letting it go there. Good tackle pressure. And they might have called a little bit of time on just for that player coming off the ground there before. So once again, the umpire throws it up again. Good tap forward there. No one's picked it up. Judici Nan onto her right. Snapped around the body and just misses out to the right-hand side again is Cullen. Brooklyn Cullen from Towns. So peppering away 4 behinds now for Great Northern. But it is Kimberley leading this contest. 2 goals, 3-15 on the Sportal scoreboard. As we tick on down to the final moments of this first half. Kimberley just go and play on again. Went to go the long kick. She's done that very, very well and hits up McCarthy. So McCarthy goes and flicks it across now. And that is half time out here now. And they blow the siren there. I'm not sure if the umpires have heard it. Yes, they have now. So half time out on oval number 2. Game 2, the semi-final between the Kimberley and the Great Northern. And at half-time, it sees the Kimberley leading 2 goals, 3-15. The Great Northern just the 4 behinds. And look, Kane, I guess, got to see a half of footy there. What did you think from both sides?
I still don't think you can pick who's going to win. But I just do want to touch on, firstly, to thank you guys for what you're doing and the reach that we get. I did have one of the GNFL presidents just text me and to have a crack at me for pretending to jog out and look like I'm doing something, but the positive is it means that people are out there watching it. So I think this is fantastic that we can promote these games, and we do appreciate you guys doing that for us. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no problems at all. And look, we absolutely enjoy filming footy and dartfish. Look, I may be biased, but they do a really good job of the production. And look, to be able to cover a championships like this, both ovals at both times, and when, as you said, people from the GNFL, they can sit there and tune in and give you some positive feedback. Look, that's always good to see as well. But look, Ben, I'll let you get back to obviously watching some footy. Mate, thanks so much for joining me during this game. Best of luck picking the All-Stars, and look, best of luck for the rest of the day, and look, go to the Southwest.
Thanks very much for doing it, boys, and have a good couple of calls still to go.
No, absolutely.
Cheers.
Awesome. Thanks, Benno.
Good on you.
Cheers, matey. Look, what we'll do, we'll go to a bit of a break now. Oval number 2, game 2. And at half-time, as we mentioned, we find the Kimberley leading 2-3-15. Great Northern just the 4 behinds. this contest. But Kimberley have kicked the only 3 goals so far, and Kimberley will come back inside 50 through Winetti. Good kick out there, but well done coming out in defence was the player there in Paradella. She's able to stop that one there. Coming around her body now, the 33 for the Kimberley, just out to the right-hand side. That was Chevelle. And she's missed just to that far side there. So another behind for the Kimberley, extends their lead out now. 3 goals, 6-24. Just the 7 behinds to the Great Northern. Great Northern trying to bring the ball in. Umpires paid a free kick. And it will go to the Kimberley and the player there in, I think it might be Surprise. Bella Surprise. So she just chips it up, centres it nicely. Or almost a good mark there. Umpire could have paid that one, decided not to. Turned over, Winetti round the body. And that is an absolute contender for goal of the day. Tua Winetti, she's kicked 2, and that will be the sealer for the Kimberley. They're going through to the grand final. They'll play most likely the Southwest, who look to have a strong lead on oval number 1. And it's been a really good performance by the Kimberley side in their first opportunity at the Rio Tinto Women's Division of the WA Football Country Championships. So the Kimberley girls still up and about 4 minutes left to go in this contest. Umpire has found something in the middle of the ground. Just asking him to reset now. He's given a warning. And we'll have another ball up in the middle of the ground. And players just need to reset now. Another one going back inside 50. So the umpire throws it up again. Humble able to knock that one forward there. Good tackle and good pressure in the middle of the ground. They've decided to put Palmer in the middle now just to see if they can get her around the ball, but it will be the Kimberley trying to pick up the ball there. A good handball inside there by Dinella Tribby. Hacked around the body there, and well done by Brooks. Tegan Brooks, great contested mark. She'll look to move the ball nice and quickly there. Almost a good mark over the top, but coming out well of defence was that player there in Clark. So Clark clears the ball out to that far side. Looking to try and get the ball forward is Green, but it's been turned over, and once again here come the Kimberley. Turned over again though in Great Northern. Looking to just try and bring the ball forward there. We'll sit there and come through Svensson. She can't quite pick up the ball there, trying to knock it forward. Junisi Naan just handballs, not to anyone in particular, but it's been turned over and it'll come back through the Kimberley in McAlpine. McAlpine couldn't quite get hands to the ball, just tapping. And we're going to have a ball up on that outer side. 2.5 minutes left in this semi-final. And the Kimberley will go through to the grand final as Humble knocks it down again. Kimberley looking to add one more to the scoreboard, just really put some extra scoreboard pressure on, and Kimberley through Humble does kick it inside 50 again, and once again it's going to be that player in Chauvel. She kicked one before, can't quite pick it up this time. Well done by Great Northern, just trying to keep it into advantage. Good handball there back through the Kimberley, tackled, ball coming forward, kicks to advantage, and the ball just goes out to that far side, and we'll have another throw up just around from Kimberley's goal. 4 goals, 6:30. Great Northern, the 7 behinds on the Sportal scoreboard. A margin of 23 points. Minute and a half left to go in this game. Umpires found a free kick. It will go to the Kimberley, and they will have an opportunity to put their 5th goal on the board. And it will be the player there in Lexi Fox, being one of the better players for the Kimberley in this game. So Lexi Fox, not in any real rush, 25 metres out, probably on a 45-degree angle. Distance shouldn't be a problem. Up and under kick, looks like it's straight, and it is straight through the middle there. Just made the distance, and Lexi Fox has kicked a goal for the Kimberley. 5 goals, 6:36 now. Great Northern, the 7 behinds, and a margin of 29 points. In what has been an absolutely huge win for the Kimberley side, and they've made a real statement going into the grand final. Umpire brings the ball back to the middle of the ground. Last 30 seconds of this contest. Umpire throws it up again. We'll see the Great Northern play the Great Southern by the looks of it in another playoff a little bit later today. And Taya Palmer picks it up there. Handballs it backwards there. Great Northern just trying to put some scoreboard respectability on. Can they take a mark over the top through Death's left? And they can't. And it's Humble that goes and picks it up there. Good hands through Gubbins. She's been exceptional today through again. Humble picks it up, and that is the final siren here of this semi-final. The Kimberley will find themselves playing on the main oval here out at Lane Group Stadium. They'll be in the grand final. They'll play against the Southwest, who have really kicked away in that second half. And they'll be an absolute ripper of a grand final from 3 o'clock later today. As we mentioned, the Great Northern, they'll have an opportunity to play off for third and fourth, and that'll be against the Great Southern in what will be an absolute ripping contest as well. Well done to both teams there. Archie's player of the day for this game was Leanne Gubbins, the half-back. Used the ball so well, and she is going to be the recipient of some Archies again today. Well done to both sides. We're not far away from another game now. We'll go to a quick break, and we'll see you back for the third game of the day out at Lane Group Stadium for the WA Country Championships, the Rio Tinto Women's Division. So back here for the third game on day 2 of the WA Female Country Championships, the Rio Tinto Women's Division. And we see ourselves in the player for 7th and 8th. Two teams that have actually been competitive throughout the tournament, but find themselves in fighting out for 7th and 8th spot. We actually have seen these two teams play each other on day 1. It was game 2, and it was Esperance that ended up with a really tight 2-point win, beating the Pilbara side on that day. Both teams competed really, really hard. I've had the opportunity to see the Esperance team quite a few times today. Over the last 2 days. And look, they've competed very, very well. They've actually won the toss, and they'll be kicking to the right of screen. Pilbara in the orange jumpers, kicking to the left. Set up and ready to go for what should be a great contest as the umpire throws the ball off. Wallou and Higgins in the ruck, and Higgins able to knock that ball down. Actually, no, it's Barty in the ruck starting off this time for Esperance, and they can kick the ball towards the inside 50 now. Good pressure, and that was House with the tackle pressure around the ball for Esperance. They'll look to try and bring the ball there. Good tackle this time by Redding. Ball bounces out there. Pilbara just trying to pick it up there. Umpire letting it go, and we'll have a ball up 55 metres out from Esperance's goal. The umpire had something fall out of his sock there, but he'll sit there and ask the rucks to nominate, and they do, and it's Wallou that's able to knock it forward there. Picked up by Smart. She went the handball out there. Ferguson just goes to farm it off there. Good tackle there. Could have been holding the ball. It is. And great tackle there by the player there in Zeta Stevens from Dampier. She goes and plays on. Good long kick there by the Pilbara. It'll sit there and go inside 50 there. No one able to take clean possession. Players running on. Absolute wheels does that player have. Kicks out to the far side. And a missed opportunity for Pilbara, but the absolute wheels on Shanti McHenry. She looked very, very impressive there. First score on the board for Pilbara. They lead 1 behind. Esperance yet to score. Just over a minute, a bit gone in this first half. So Esperance just going to stroll the ball out of defence now. Bit of a short kick. Play there from the Pilbara just at the fall of that ball. And they will sit there and look to go inside 50 now. Nice little chip kick there. Great mark back in defence this time. And that was a play there in Higgins. Higgins just goes and kicks it. Turned over once again to that same player. Kicks inside 50. And some genuine kick-to-kick going through as it goes back to that same player. And that was actually, I think it was Wills. So Wills goes and kicks to that far side there. And they'll look to try and knock the ball forward there through Castelli. Ball goes to the middle of the ground there. That player there in Arnold with the helmet on. Ball comes out that side. Good kick off the ground inside 50 there by Greenwell. Pilbara trying to put the pressure on. Can they kick the first goal of the game? Well done. Good body work there. And once again, the Esperance defence holding up well. O'Brien, she's tackled. Could have been holding the ball. No, says the umpire. Ball right the way across the goal line there. No one able to take clean possession until the Esperance girl picks it up. Kicks it to the middle of the ground, and that scoots through beautifully. Esperance hopefully are out, but good kick there. Almost turned over in the middle of the ground. It was by Rognoski. She was able to pick it up there. Tackle pressure around the ball is good. No easy kicks out there at the moment. Umpire says that is holding the ball. You jumped on it. And it's a good free kick, and it's going to be Abby Andrews that gets it for Esperance. So Andrews, the left footer, up and under kick. Pack of players will form. Ball knocked forward there, and it's going to be Pilbara at the flight of the ball with Arnold, one of those there. Captain there in Portia Angove. She was also there as well. Umpire just letting the play go. Has picked a free kick out, and it will go to Pilbara. And it'll go to Caitlin Arnold. So Arnold, nice little kick to that far side there. A couple of Pilbara girls almost running to each other. But it is a good mark on that far side. It'll come through Greenwell. So Greenwell goes to pump the ball long. Great mark there. Going across the front of defence by Hagen. So Adelaide Hagen. Nice long kick to a pack of players. Drop mark there on that far side there. It was almost picked up by the play there in Barty. It was indeed. In the end, she knocked it forward there. But well done coming through that side of the play was Evans. JD Evans. Runs very, very hard. Almost picked up by House on that outer side. Is picked up by House. She's tackled from behind. Umpire lets it go. And we'll have a ball up. Probably 70 metres out from Esperance goal. No score on the board there. And it is Pilbara leading by 1 point. Esperance able to knock that one down, but Pilbara try and clear it through, smothered off the boot. Ball in congestion there. A couple of girls jump on top of it, and the umpire will come and ball it up once again. So well done by Woolloo over the top, but it is picked up by Andrews. She has her ball smothered there. Player coming through there was Castelli, just knocking the ball to advantage. Player falls over there on that far side was Redding. Good tackle pressure there by Redding. Holding the ball, and yes it is. That'll be a free kick to Kiama Redding from Gibson. So Redding, their first real opportunity to go inside 50 now. Sets it up nicely. Oh! Great mark over the top there. Almost. It almost looked like the girl from Esperance took that mark, but sitting at the bottom of the pack was the young lady from the Pilbara. She's told to play on there. Could have been a free kick. Umpire says no. She managed to get a hand to it there. Picked up by House. House kicks the ball along the body. It's gone out of bounds, and we'll have another throw up 25 metres from goal. And the pressure from both sides very, very good. Both girls taking a little bit longer to get up. The umpire throws it up. Good knock forward by the Pilbara. Well done by JD Evans. Just tips it off the ground there. Flick forward there by Woolloo. The ruck for that side. Hagen can't quite pick it up. Coming through the contest there. Ball's flick forward. It's going to go through Smart. Smart has Greenwell for company there. Well done by Smart. Just keeping it to advantage. Esperance just flicks the ball back there. Oh, it could have been taken high. Was Ferguson. Umpire says no, it wasn't. Heads over the footy there. Redding once again. The Pilbara will sit there and pick it up. Good handball back into congestion was Stevens. But ball's coming back in there. And a good mark in the last line of defence there by Barrow. So Anna Barrow from Headland. Just goes the clearing kick there. It's going to go back out this far side. Could be Arnold that goes to pick it up there. It's been turned over. It's going to come back through MacArthur from Esperance. High tackle for sure. And that is against the player there from the Pilbara. And good kick inside 50 by Andrews. But once again, that player there in Barrow just stands and is able to take that mark for the Pilbara. She decides to come out this side instead this time. Short kick. Almost girls through and running through each other, and it's been taken by Lily Ansterdew. Nice little right foot kick there. Finds a player in Zeta Stevens. So Zeta Stevens, risky kick to the middle of the ground. Could work out for him though. Nice work by the Pilbara girls there. Just trying to force the ball forward there, and that has worked out. Picked up this time by Pash. She just goes to kick the ball forward there. Good kick off the ground there. This time it's by McHenry. McHenry tracking the ball back there, but well done by the defence. McHenry's picked it up there. Snaps around the body, goes straight into Hagen. Good kick there, and almost a good mark there by the play there in Wills. Esperance just trying to clear the ball out of here. We'll go to a one-on-one contest there. Well done coming through. It was that player there for Pilbara Rogosny. But it's going to be a turnover, and it'll be back through Rainey Smart. So Rainey Smart being one of the better players for Esperance right the way throughout this carnival. And definitely one of those players that could have been in the mix for an All-Stars berth. As could this player there in Andrews. Not quite picked up there, and well done this time by Arnold. Caitlin Arnold kicks to the middle of the ground. Well done by Woolloo, just knocks it forward there. Goes to the advantage of her player. No one able to pick it up and get clean possession. It was this time by Smith. Ball smothered off the boot there. Well done, just knocking it forward there. Once again, it's Rogowski. Could have been held without it. Umpire says yes, she was. And goes to Erin Rogowski. So she'll go the nice 45 kick. Up and under kick. Pack of players will form. No one able to take the mark. At the fuller ball is the Pilbara. Kicked off the ground though by Esperance. And it had gone by Pilbara, who turned it over. And we'll come back out to this far side. And once again, it's that player in Rainey Smart. So Smart with the ball. 75 metres out from her own goal. Just kicks it down this outer side there. Good spoil from the two players on that side. High tackle there. Umpire says yes, it was. And it'll be Barrow once again for the Pilbara. Been lively to start this contest has Anna Barrow. Up and under kick once again. Players will sit there and form. O'Brien was in there for the Esperance. No one able to grab it. O'Brien just takes it from behind there. Picks the ball up there. Ball flicked out. Good kick forward. It's been turned over, goes to Greenwell. She reloads and goes back the other way. Well done and picked up by the player there in Webster. Flicks across there, goes to JD Evans. Evans goes back and handballs once again. They'll sit there and try and push the ball forward. Hagan tracks it, picks it up well. Good tackle pressure from the side there in McHenry. And that is holding the ball, and there'll be a free kick to Shanty McHenry, I should say. So 70 metres from goal, McHenry. Low scoring game at the moment. Just the one behind. Goes and kicks inside 50 there. Smart almost takes a mark without looking at it. Ball comes back out through Esperance, but they've turned it over, and Wallou goes the check side, right foot kick inside 53. Esperance players, one Pilbara player, and one knocks it to their advantage in Pash. She'll be sitting there trying to pick it up, and that is a free kick for in the back, and it will go back to Esperance. And they'll sit there and come out of defence through Smith. 10 minutes gone in this first half. Low scoring affair. And just the 1 point on the board so far as Hagan goes and marks the ball. Smothered off the boot there. Will she be able to get the ball back again? No, she leaves it for O'Brien, who's able to pick it up there. She's harassed straight away by two girls from the Pilbara, and the umpire says, give it to me. So Pilbara with the only score of the game so far. Just the one behind, and they'll look to try and reload now. Good mark on this outer side of the ground. Just chips it up nicely to the leading play there. Goes through her hands, but it'll work out for him. Jodie Evans flicks the ball back there. Good handball there by Zeta Stevens, but turned over. And Esperance will look to bring it out this far side. Risky kick through the middle of the ground. Turned over and goes through Rosnowski. She handballs back there to Greenwell. Greenwell kicks the ball forward and lands in the hands of the ruck in Wallou. So Wallou, an athletic type, kicks an up and under kick inside 50. Players at the bottom of that. Almost marked this time by Pash. Couldn't pick it up. Able to follow up and pick it up. Goes back to Wallou. She's tackled straight away by MacArthur. Ball comes out. Good kick around the body, but just sitting there is Rognoski again. Can't take clean possession. That player was being held. Umpire says no, we'll let it go. And it's been picked up by Rainey Smart. So Smart will go forward there. Here they go. It's a bit of a leg race. Kiama Redding. Can't quite take possession. Let's see if they can body up off the ball. Great tackle there. Could have been tackled without it. Pilbara girl on the ground. What's the umpire said? It is going to be a free kick, and it's going to go to Redding. So another opportunity for Esperance. They need to get their first score on the board. Decides to handball off to House, and why wouldn't you? Oh, great tackle there. And the umpire has paid, holding the ball. Might have got disposal. The umpire disagrees. And that is going to be a free kick to the Pilbara. And great tackle on the outer side. I think that was by Greenwell. So Gilles going handball off there. Goes to Samut. She kicks down the line there. Esperance looking to come back through the middle of the ground again. Good kick inside 50. Just lands in front of the player there from Esperance, but they'll look to mop up here, this time through Evans. So Evans, up and under kick there. Goes to the advantage of her player. Hopefully it skips right. It does indeed. Good tackle from behind. Could have been in the back. No, high tackle they've decided to call anyway, and it will be a free kick to the Pilbara, and once again it will go to Evans. So low scoring contest to start with. Actually, it's Lily Ansterdew. She's got the ball. One of the younger players for the Pilbara. Comes from Dampier. Ansterdew goes to kick it. Could be turned over now. Picked up. Good handball forward there. Kicked off the ground by Andrews. It's been turned over. Goes through one tackle. Goes through another. Handballed off there. Good quick hands through there. Well done there by the player there in Alati, or Alteri I should say. But she's been tackled, and it will be Samut who gets the free kick once again for the Pilbara. Pilbara leading, one behind. Esperance yet to score. 13 minutes gone in this first half. It goes a good kick out to the far side. Goes through the hands of Greenwell, and once again his House. She'll kick it right to the goal line there. Almost marked there by Barrow. She can't quite take it. But once again, good in defence. Sidesteps one and another. Good kick to the advantage of her play there. Almost a good mark there by the player from the Pilbara in Davis. Couldn't quite take that mark. Umpire says play on. It's going to come out of the front of the stoppage there. Picked up by House. She puts the afterburners on. Sets sail for home and out to the left-hand side. But we are even, Stevens. 1 point each on the Sportal scoreboard. 13 and a half minutes gone in this first half. 7th versus 8th playoff. Third game of the day. Out on oval number 2. So a couple of big contests left to finish the day today. we'll have the Great Northern and the Great Southern playing off for 3rd and 4th. And then at 3 o'clock, we've got the big dance, Kimberley versus the Southwest, to see who will once again win the WA Women's Country Championships, proudly sponsored by Rio Tinto. Pilbara bring the ball through at the outer side there, and that is a great ball movement. It lands in the hands of Pash. So Tiani Pash from Dampier decides to go the kick through the middle of the ground there. If it works out for him, it'll work. If it doesn't, it could be Esperance coming out the other way. And it will be Esperance looking to pick the ball up through the middle of the ground. Shovels it off there, but well done by the Pilbara. Has been turned over there, and Esperance will look to move the ball forward. Bottom of that pack there was the player from the Kimberley. Oh, sorry, from Pilbara. And the umpire has found a free kick, and it will go across, and it'll be McHenry. So McHenry just goes and kicks to the advantage of her players there. Goes between two of them. One of those is Webster. She went to pick it up, but it was an Esperance player at the front of that pack, and it's been flacked back, and it'll go through to Smart. So Smart just goes to kick it up the ground there. House was just waiting for it, playing forward instead of midfield at the moment, and she is dangerous. Needed to take a little bit more distance, I reckon, but kicks it long, kicks it inside 50. 2 players go for it here. Well done. Great tackle there by Samut, but too strong is Altieri, and she kicks the first goal for Esperance. Frances Altieri from Newtown. First goal on the board for Esperance, and they lead this contest now 1 goal, 1-7. Pilbara just the one behind. We've gone 15 and a half minutes in this first half. And good to see the veteran there in Altieri kick her first goal. And that's the first goal I've seen her kick for the tournament so far. But once again, it was all down to the work of House. Decided to play at the front of the pack. Probably could have taken a little bit more distance and gone all the way herself. But just like a smart dart player, I set it up. And the key forward there in Altieri kicks the first of the goal. First goal of the game for Esperance. Umpire resets. Wasn't sure who the 2 rucks were. Works it out in the end, and Walu was one of those and knocks it down. Picked up by Angove. No, it knocks through, and once again as Walu flicks it across, it's going into the hands of the player there in Webster. Ball flicks forward there through for the Pilbara, but it's going to be picked up by O'Brien for Esperance. Wasn't able to take clean possession. Got the forward there in Thomas Merrily. It looks like she's playing back in this game there. Esperance looking to try and do something a bit different. Pilbara just trying to bring the ball out. Flicks it out to that far side, but 3 Esperance players, they'll sit there and raffle it off, and they kick out to the far side. Land in the hands of Smart. She just decides to play. Knows she's got wheels. Kicks to a pack of players there. One of those was Redding. She wasn't able to take the mark there, but Bambara just uses her speed, and well done off the ground here. Couldn't quite bend down to pick it up yet. Has now. Well done. Goes through a pack of 1, goes through 2, bounces twice, bounces 3 times, goes inside 50. That is an absolutely sensational kick. Good spoil down, but it's been picked up by Greenwell, and that was absolutely wonderful football there by Bambara from Esperance. Has been turned over, and he'll come to Pilbara out that far side through Stevens. So Stevens kicks to the middle of the ground. Drop mark by Anstowitz. Flicked over the top this time by MacArthur, and they'll come back inside 50 through Castelli, and that is a good kick inside 50. And the game really starting to open up now. And Natalie House from Ports, she'll go back and have a set shot on goal. And surely Natalie Ports, she'll be definitely right in the mix for one of those all-stars positions. So just under 18 minutes gone now in this first half. 7 versus 8th playoff. Esperance currently leading. 1 goal, 1. Pilbara just the one behind. House. Long kick. Oh, just out to the left-hand side. Goal umpire's seen something the players haven't. And that is 1 behind. So 1 goal, 8. Oh, sorry, 1 goal, 2, 8. The Pilbara just the one behind. And let's see what the Pilbara can do to finish this first half. And the ball will come in through Samut. She'll just sit there and take her time. Looks to take a bit of extra distance. Kicks it long. A lot of Esperance players there, and that was an absolute contender for a mark of the day there. House going back with the flight of the ball. As the umpire paid the free kick or paid the mark. And once again, it was House. He's played a ball up actually there in the middle of the ground. The umpire throws it up, and it is Walu that's able to knock it forward there. Esperance just trying to knock the ball back in. Almost picked up by Angove. She's got the player there in Ferguson as well. And we'll never have another ball up right on the 50-metre line for Esperance. Let's see if they can jag another one to finish this first half. Good ball up there. Quick hands over the top by the Pilbara. It comes through Angove. She just tries to kick the ball forward there. Goes through Ansterdew. That's Deb Ansterdew, the veteran. But picked up by Thomas Merrilees. Kicks inside 50. Bambara can't quite pick it up. JD Evans picks it up. Well done. Scoos around. Kicks it forward there. And it is that player again in Natalie House. Just camping out beautifully. And she'll go back and have another shot on goal. Going to be a long kick if she kicks this one. She'll probably end up kicking from about 47 metres out. And I dare say she'll just run out to the left-hand side a little bit. Distance wasn't an issue last time. Accuracy was. She'll end up kicking right near the half-time break. 48 metres out. Good up and under kick. It's going to land just short. And touched on the line. And that is half-time of this game. The playoff for 7th and 8th between Esperance and the Pilbara. And at half-time, it is Esperance leading 1-3. Pilbara just the one behind, and the only goal scorer so far today has been Frances Altieri from Newtown. She's the only goal scorer from Esperance. We'll have a short break, let the players rest, let ourselves rest, and we'll come back for a big second half in the 7th versus 8th playoff. So back on oval number 2 now. 20 minutes left of footy for both these sides for the W8 Country Carnival, the Rio Tinto Women's Division. 7th versus 8th game, and we find ourselves with Esperance leading this one 1-3-9. Pilbara just the one behind so far, and we saw these two teams, as we mentioned earlier, play their first games against each other to start the carnival, and it was Esperance that came away with a 2-point win. Let's see what the Pilbara have got in this second half as the umpire throws the ball up again. Good start from both teams, and it is Angove at the bottom of that one. Just strolls out of the pack there, but it's turned over and is picked up by Ferguson. Ferguson goes across to Castelli. Castelli kicks the ball forward. Almost a good mark there by House. Should have taken it. Doesn't matter though. Nice little right foot or left foot kick inside 50 there. Hagen's been thrown forward for something different. And good to see the umpire, sorry, not the umpires, the coaches just trying something a little bit different in this last game of the carnival. So the umpire will go and throw it up 35 metres out from Esperance goal. Hagen in the ruck this time. Is able to win that knockdown there. Puts good pressure on the footy there. Good tackle as well. And the umpire will have another throw in. It's actually going to be a free kick to the Pilbara, and it will come out through Greenwell. So Ash Greenwell just sets it up nicely there. Oh, but a great mark at the front of that pack by Joy Ferguson. So Ferguson from Esperance flicks it across Thomas Merrilees. She's a good long kick of the footy. Inside 50 there. Hagen can't grab the mark. Picked up. Good tackle pressure that time. Snaps was Altieri, the only goal scorer so far. Reading just looking to kick the ball off the ground, not want to pick it up. And they'll come out the far side this time through Evans. So Pilbara just looking to bring the ball up, and a good kick to advantage. Should have marked it with Rzotski, but was able to drop it. Unfortunately tries to bounce the ball, drops it, but coming through the middle of the ground, just sidesteps everyone. Good kick up this far side of the ground, and hopefully the Pilbara are out. Coming hard at the footy was Henry. Wasn't able to pick it up this time, but Pilbara still got the ball. Kicks the ball forward there through Webster. Smothered off the boot there. Pilbara still trying to go through it, and it has been picked up this time, but it is through Esperance, and it was that player there in Smith. Smith had a ball smothered though. Pilbara coming back the other way again. No one able to take that mark. It was Pash trying to knock the ball forward there. Picks it up now and goes inside 50, but great tackle. Oh, and very unlucky there was Ferguson. Don't pay the 50 umpire. Unlucky there by Ferguson. Very, very strong tackle, but it will be a free kick to the Pilbara. So Pilbara yet to put a goal on the board in this game so far. Hoping they can in this second half, and it'll come through the captain there in Portia Angove. She just kicks it there, finds Arnold. Arnold just drops the ball. Maybe one she should have taken. Jumped on straight away, could be holding the ball. Coletti just takes it out of there. And was able to handball the ball forward there. Sorry, Castelli it is. Good kick there to the pack of players. Flicks out and goes through to Smart. Goes through the hands of Evans. And it'll come out that other side there. Esperance looking to try and kick the ball forward there. Bamba just picks up the ball there. Comes forward. Ferguson kicks the ball inside 50, and here they go. Doesn't quite sit for Hagen. Bounces one way, bounces the other. That's another way of testing the knees out. Ball goes inside. A good kick by Bamba off the ground. Almost picked up there by Anstadu. She can't quite grab it there, but it's going to come out. Good snap around the body by Andrews. Doesn't go to anyone's advantage. Hagen able to pick that up. Tackled by two players from the Pilbara. And we'll have a throw up 30 metres out from the Esperance goal. They're still leading this contest 1-3-9. Pilbara just the one behind on the Sportal scoreboard. As the umpire throws it up again. Good work in the ruck this time by the captain there in Higgins. She's tackled. And the umpire will go and throw it up again right on the same spot. Good pressure from both sides at the moment. The ball will be reloaded and go back right again. 4 minutes gone in this second half. Good handball across the top there. No one able to take clean possession of it. Pilbara trying to bring the ball out. Shuffles the ball out there. Good tackle there. Umpire lets it go. Evans is there. Kicks off the ground is Anstadu. Wallou. Goes and kicks it to a one-on-one there. Good spoil from behind by the player there from Esperance. She'll land at the front of the ball, and that was that player there in Graham. So Graham goes and kicks inside 50, just floats over the top and lands in the hands of Anstiju. So Anstiju goes onto the left foot there. Kicks over the top. Higgins can't quick it up, but Walu does. I'm not sure about the handball. The umpires decide to let it go. Kicks it back, and Ferguson goes back in. But once again, it's been turned around. Goes to Evans. Evans goes a nice little chip kick there, and it lands in the hands of Stevens. So Zeta Stevens decides to play on. Great kick and great ball movement. This is better by the Pilbara. And goes to Webster. Got a leading player back this time. Doesn't decide to go with that option. Webster just goes the kick through the middle of the ground. That's a good kick. Spoiled, though, this time by Smart. And she'll pick it up and she'll run, go and launch back inside 50 there. Just out to the far side to the player there in-house. Goes and falls out of bounds and almost goes a sliding soccer kick to kick it in. Can't do that. And it goes out of bounds. 5 minutes gone in this second half. And it is still Esperance leading this contest by 8 points. So once again they chip in. That's a great kick back inside by Pilbara, and it's marked on the chest of the player in there, and Rognoski goes to hand it off there, and they'll go and kick through there. Coming through was O'Brien. Uses strength to push it through, but good handball off there. And great tackle there from behind on Webster, and that is holding the ball. Good tackle there by Redding, and she'll get the free kick. So Kiama Redding being another good player. Goes to Thomas Merrill. He's a big kick of the footy. She'll boom it forward there. Great mark at the front of that pack, and it was marked by Cassidy. So Jessica Cassidy, haven't seen a lot of her so far today. Kicks it inside 50. Hagan was there. Goes the high tackle across the top. Umpire says, yep, that is definitely around the neck, and that will be a free kick to the Pilbara. And they'll look to come and reload out this outer side. The two rucks go at it, and it was Walu that takes it. Very athletic, decides to play on through the middle of the ground. Good bounce, takes one. Might need to take another, doesn't need to. Decides to kick. Almost a good mark at the front of the pack there, and it was Smart that's able to pick it up. Umpire says illegal disposal. Might be a bit unlucky again, but here's a free kick to McHenry. So McHenry will go and kick inside 50. Pilbara searching for their first goal. Well done was there, Pash. She wasn't able to quite pick it up there. They'll sit there and try and come out the outer side this time through Parker. And they kick the ball through the middle of the ground. Skips beautifully, and it will land in the hands of Andrews. Andrews almost tackled straight away. Umpire lets it go. Goes to Bambara. Back to House. House will kick from 50. And just out to the left-hand side. Hits the behind post. And we'll have probably a ball up just on that outer side, or is it going to be a free kick? Wait for the umpire to come in. It could be a free kick to the Pilbara. No, the umpire's decided to go and ball it up. So almost 8 minutes gone in this second half. Esperance still leading by 8 points. Umpire throws it up here. Can Esperance kick another goal? Pilbara just trying to bring it out this far side there. And good pressure off the footy from both sides there. Pilbara able to pick it up, but gang tackled straight away. And it was a good tackle this time by House. The umpire will throw the ball up 45 metres around from the Esperance goal. Hagan in the ruck. Pilbara able to take it out this time, and it was the player there in Arnold. She was able to handball it towards the line. And the umpire calls for the ball back again. We'll have another throw up 40 metres around from goal. Two rucks nominate. They go up. Good knockdown by the Pilbara, and it's going into the hands of Arnold. She goes the clearing kick out. No one able to mark that one, and lands in the hands of Walu. Dangerous kick there. Goes to Andrew. She runs through that pack there. Picks it up this time. Good handball out there, and it's gone to Higgins. Higgins handballs back. Good tackle there on MacArthur. Could be holding the ball. Umpire says no, but that was a very good tackle by Rosnowski. Umpire throws it up again. Higgins able to take that one out. Arnold just kicks the ball around the body. Two players chase. Thomas Mirrlees. She's able to pick it up. Good right foot kick back the other way. Almost lands the advantages of their Esperance player. Player taken without it, I think. And that will be a free kick against Andrews. And it is going to go to Anstiju. That's the veteran there in Deb Anstiju. 45 years old playing in this tournament moment is Anstiju. Goes back to Greenwell. Goes through the middle of the ground. McHenry's the target there, but flicks across the top, and it will land in the hands of Adams. She kicked a goal the last time that these two teams played. Well done, and she'll pick it up again. Goes to handball it out. But once again, the Esperance defence holding up well. They've decided to let it go. And well done by the girl from Esperance. Bring the ball out the far side, but it will land in the hands of Greenwell. Greenwell decides to play on. Good kick inside 50. Thomas Merrilees couldn't quite pick it up. Just able to keep the ball out in front of her beautifully. Oh, tackle from behind by Pash. That is holding the ball. And Pilbara will sit there and go and have an opportunity for a kick on goal. And let's see if they can get the first of this 7th versus 8th playoff. So Tiani Pash from Dampier will need to start it out just left. Starts it just right. Won't quite even make the distance. And it's a good mark on the last line of the defence by Esperance. Halfway through this second half now. Comes out of defence now. Does the Esperance team. It's going to sit there for Walu. Hopefully it bounces right for her. It does indeed. She's able to pick it up. Tackle from behind by Andrews. Andrews able to pick it up but turned around to Walu. She handballs it forward there. Doesn't quite go to the advantage of either team there, but McAndrews, she's taken high. MacArthur, sorry. And that'll be a free kick to MacArthur. So MacArthur from Esperance goes to play on. Good kick through the middle of the ground. Doesn't quite get to her teammate or the Pilbara. But once again, a pack of players forms. No easy possession out there. And it has been picked up this time by the player there in Stevens. She turns it over there. Good tackle there by Ferguson. Ferguson, once again, her pressure has been absolutely excellent. Evans just kicks off the ground there. And it's Evans and House chasing out to that far side. House picks it up now, the left footer. Just goes and kicks it, and Bambara all by herself. Hopefully it sits for her. It does. Here she goes. She'll take one bounce. Kicks to the advantage of her player. Just goes over the top. Bounce, 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 bounce. And that would have been an absolute contender again from Bambara, but goes out to the right-hand side. Another behind on the board for Esperance. They lead this contest 1-4-10. Pilbara just the one behind on the Sportal scoreboard. And we've gone now about 11 and a half minutes in this second half. And Pilbara just go and kick the ball in there. No kick to anyone in particular, but it's going to go to Stevens. It has been turned over by Coletti. It's gone to Hagen. She's tackled. Somehow gets a boot to ball. Castelli goes back to Higgins. Higgins, set shot on goal. And just out to the left-hand side. And that was the captain there. And Higgins just trying to ice the game. 1-5-11. Pilbara just the one behind on the Sportal scoreboard. 12 minutes gone in this contest. So 8 minutes left for both of these teams in the carnival. As we mentioned, 7th versus 8th. And the standard of footy has been very good from both sides today. They'll go back to their respective regions, proud of what they've been able to put in, but hungry for a bigger tournament in 2023. And Samut has the ball for the Pilbara. She'll go a good kick, won't quite get outside 50 there, and it's marked going across the face by House. So she turns her back straight away, knows that she's got the distance in her. Bree's probably going across this way at the moment and a little bit towards the broadcast position. She might need to start it out just right, and I reckon if she kicks it right, she has got the distance in her. She'll kick from about 48 metres out. That's a good long kick. Just out to the right-hand side, and that is an absolute booming kick there by Natalie House. Would have easily travelled over 50 metres, but unfortunately another behind for Esperance. 1-7 now. Sorry, 1-6, and a margin of 11 points. As Samut goes to bring the ball out, might just drag out of bounds. That wing takes it, and it will be a free kick to Esperance as they'll look to reload and try and put a second goal back on the board. And it will come back through Castelli. So Alicia Castelli goes across to Thomas Merrilees. Not one of her best kicks, but goes to Bambara. Almost able to pick the ball up, but it's been turned over and goes through Barrow. So Barrow up and under kick there. No one able to take clean possession. Castelli is the first player there. She'll come back this way. Goes a nice little right foot kick, but it's straight to a pack of Pilbara players, and it has been picked up well. Nice little chip kick there. Good pressure there from Esperance. Goes back to Castelli. She'll sit there and she'll go back to Ansterdew. Sorry, that player is Coxell. Goes inside 50 there. Just trickles out right in front of House. And Pilbara will look to bring the ball in. No, the umpires decide to ball it up. So 30 metres around from Esperance goal. Only the one goal kicked in this contest, but they've had 7 scoring shots to the 1. And we'll look to see if they can put the last goal on the board again. Good knock forward there by Higgins. Goes to Bambara. And just out to the left-hand side. And great work through that stoppage from the girls from Esperance. Bambara, right place, right time. Just couldn't quite finish it. She's kicked 2 behinds in this game and extends our lead out 1 goal, 7-13 now. A margin of 12 points. Pilbara just the one behind, the first behind of the game as well. And on 15 minutes gone in this game. Kicking from Pilbara, not the best now, and will put their players in a hard spot. Could have been a throw. Goes back to Bambara, snaps around her body. And that is the sealer for Esperance. That is Bianca Bambara from Ports. She's kicked her first goal of the game. That's the second from Esperance. Extends their lead out now to 18 points. And it looks to be all she wrote. They will end up finishing in 7th place in this tournament. The Pilbara relegated down to 8 spots. But it has been a really good tournament from both teams. And Bambara especially, I think she kicked a goal in just about every game for Esperance. And definitely been one of the more lively forwards, especially for one of the teams that ended up finishing in the lower part of the competition. So the players just looking to reset now. 4 minutes left of footy to go in this championship for these two sides. The umpire will sit there and ball it up again. Once again, it's the ruckman in Higgins. Able to knock that ball forward there. Well done by MacArthur. Good quick hands out. Goes to Smart. Smart goes inside 50 again. Bambara is there. So is House. This could be an absolute contender for goal of the day. And that is an absolute beauty. Natalie House. Right place, right time. Through the big sticks. And that's the exclamation point for Esperance. They'll win this game out to a margin now of 24 points. And that'll definitely be a highlight that the Esperance team will sit there and look back fondly. Natalie House being one of the highlights of this championship so far. Definitely the best player for Esperance. And that'll be a goal that she'll remember. So 2 goals in 2 minutes. As Esperance look to stamp their authority on this contest. Out on the other ground in the other playoff game. Looks like a real nail-biter between Peel and the Great Northern. But Esperance will win this contest there. But Pilbara still trying now. O'Brien tries to pick it up, but it is the Peel team, Pilbara team that's got it now, and it's through Arnold. Arnold goes and kicks the ball forward there. McHenry was there, but just spoiled over the top. They'll sit there and put the ball in, but it's Thomas Merrily. She's there again. Good kick across the top there. And here is Castelli. She runs and runs and runs, and she'll sit there and pick it up there. Good tap to her own advantage, but scoots by her. Greenwell able to just push the ball forward there. Well done by Ash Greenwell. It's actually Rosanecki. She's able to pick it up there. Castelli is there. She'll go back, and once again it's House. She'll try and kick it from 60 out this time. Doesn't quite skirt. Goes through the hands of Samut. Altieri. She was the first goal kicker for Esperance in this game. Happy to see the ball out of bounds? Yes, she is. So Higgins just yelling to her troops just to lock it in still. They've got this game sewn up a margin of 24 points. They don't want the Pilbara team to get a goal on the board. Good knockdown by Habron for Esperance. Flicks it back the other way. Umpire's found something. Might be a legal disposal. And it will go back to the Pilbara and Lily Ansterdew. So Ansterdew decides to play on. Goes across to the player there in Stevens. Zeta Stevens chips it out there through the hands of that player. Goes to Rosnecki. It's been turned over. It's going to go back inside there. Pilbara not able to pick it up. The House is there. Around her body. And another good finish. 2 goals in 2.5 minutes for the player there in Natalie House. And once again secures another almost best on ground performance, but definitely another win for Esperance. 4 goals, 7 now. Pilbara just the one behind. It will be a solid win for the Esperance side, finishing in 7th spot and with a lot to work towards in 2023. So last few moments of this last game across on oval number 2. We'll get ready for the 3rd versus 4th, and then the big grand final, which will be both played on the main oval out here at Lane Group Stadium. Hope you've enjoyed your coverage of both games across here. Thanks to Sportle, Dartfish and Filming Footy. The umpire's paid a free kick there. Could be down the ground. And that will be the end of the game, and it will be interesting if House decides to have a shot on goal. She's pretty confident. And I tell you what, after the last 2, she'll be sitting there and probably pretty confident as well. She's kicked 2 for the game so far, and this one is definitely not out of the realms of possibility. House will kick from outside 50. Good long kick. Oh, right the way to the goal line and touched over. But well done to Esperance. They take out 7th position in the WA Country Championship, the Rio Tinto Ladies Division. Pilbara, just the one behind in this game, but were absolutely valiant throughout the tournament. They finish in 8th spot. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage out here on oval number 2. We've had ourselves some absolute cracking games of footy, and one of those which will be the grand final preview. The last game of yesterday saw the Southwest play Kimberley. Southwest got the chocolates yesterday, but I think we're going to run into a different Kimberley side on day 2. Thanks again. Enjoy the rest of the telecast, and make sure you flick across to oval number 1 for the 3rd versus 4th game, and then the big grand final starting from 3 o'clock.